Peace to the saints. We have so much to talk about. Our guest, I actually don't know her name, but the baby mama slash girlfriend of Abba. I'm going to take you through our conversation. Number one, she reached out to come on the show, and I was very clear with her that, hey, I'm not here to debate you. I'm not here to embarrass you. I'm here to allow you to have a voice. And I know from experience that if someone else has a bigger platform, especially if they have fame and fans, that so often the truth gets lost and doesn't matter. And so I want to empower you with the opportunity to get your message out and to be heard and to be engaged with meaningful questions. I gave her that opportunity. I was going to engage her with respect and objectivity and give her a chance to be heard. And I communicated to her and you guys have seen me do this in the past. And again, I always let you guys know that you really can only give respect to those who are respectable people. Those people who are not respectable, they don't even know how to receive respect. They don't know how to receive love. I want to first take you guys through our DM conversation so that you can see the nature of this individual. And the only reason I'm doing that is because, as I told her, people put this in their schedule. People were waiting to see this live stream, and I respect your time. I respect the fact that you have a life as the audience. You have things that you want to do. You have things you could have been doing. If you've seen the previous video I did about this, I want you to juxtapose what I said about her, not having met her, not having engaged her personally. I want you to juxtapose that with what you're about to come to know about her based on my conversation with her via DM and my conversation via call with her. So I want you to juxtapose those two things, and you'll find that I was extraordinarily accurate. I know women. Now let's go ahead and take a look here. So this is the conversation that we've had. I'm going to start from the very beginning. I do want to note for you all that there is not a single message here that I have removed or unsent. Her, on the other hand, she's removed and unsent several messages. So that you know, this is her profile. You know, this is her Instagram name, libcal. So this is her profile. As you can see, that's her profile. So these pictures go back to 2013, over a decade ago. So this is definitely her profile that she messaged me from. Here's the username, and you'll see coming over to this tab, it's the same username. Great. So now let's go through the conversation. There's actually much to learn here. And you'll find, wow, Marquett, you're extraordinarily accurate. So she starts the conversation. She reaches out. This was on Sunday, yesterday. She writes, "Hi, I think there was a discussion about possible interview." Well, how did she figure that out? Because she was watching my reaction to Abba. And I said, I know she's watching and we should interview her. So then here she is. She slides my DMs to get her clout, which is fine. Then the response is, we'll give you a fair and impartial interview today. Okay, so that was supposed to be Sunday. She was offered to interview yesterday, Sunday. Then she writes, what time am I able to show proof or evidence on my screen? Can we do it in the morning? So she then made a request of the time that the interview should occur. Then it was granted to her. Yes, the morning will work. You can use a screen share. 10 a.m. EST, and you'll notice this is the important piece, EST, that's the Eastern Standard Time Zone. Then she writes, how about 11? So she's really doing too much, frankly, in terms of you're a beggar. You don't get to come with a bunch of terms, but she was accommodated. She says, let's do 11. And so you guys have seen that the time was set at 11. It reads, Instagram gave a warning about your account being fake. Here's the warning that was provided. Instagram notes that her username was changed 3 weeks ago. I guess when she decided that she wanted her clout and fame. And it says her photo was updated 2 weeks ago, her profile photo. Okay, cool. So in as much as that's the case, her account looks sus. Instagram warned about that. She then sent a video basically saying, hey, Marquett, I'm a real person. I listen to your stuff. I'd like to engage. And she also asked, well, what questions will you ask me? And then here's some questions that are listed. How did you meet Abba? How did you initially perceive him? Did you have any engagement with Preach before you tried to bring him into your drama? And give us a sense of the nature of Abba and your relationship. We want to learn about why you think Abba wanted to have a child with you if you weren't compatible with him. And are there any other points you want to make sure we cover? And this is very fair and very objective and straightforward. It's not an attempt to throw any dirt on Abba's name or any dirt on her name. It's just to engage. And then we'll play the message from her here.
Hey there. Yeah, there were a lot of stuff on his stream that he did lie about, and I haven't been able to defend myself. Because no one's really listening to me, because everyone is kind of, Abba has painted this picture of me, and is giving me the benefit of the doubt. There were a few things in there that I wanted to go over. But I wouldn't know how to go about that. I don't know how, if we would be able to play clips and then we speak about it, or if I would just be able to bring it up, or what would be best for the flow of the podcast.
Okay, so you'll hear that she claims that Abba has lied. And I said before, many times in fact, that there's really no such thing as an honest woman, but there are degrees to it. You can find a good woman who is mostly honest. She's mostly accurate, but there's no such thing as an honest woman. She called Abba a liar. Is he a liar? I don't know. Between the two of them, who do I think is more a liar? Her by far, for sure. And regardless, I'm willing to hear the evidence and the narrative and see what we can decide on objectively. Then she follows up with another message. And mind you, this would theoretically be a great value to her because she's saying, hey, he has a platform, he's lying about me, I would like to clarify. And we say, okay, we'll grant you that.
I just listened to my previous audio. Sorry for the horrible audio. I guess it was connected to my Bluetooth. Thank you for explaining all that. I think that's a good plan. I can definitely send you the clips in the morning. And I guess if there's anything that I forget to send you, I can share my screen. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, and don't be afraid to give me the hard questions too. You guys don't have to worry about going too easy on me. But yeah, I appreciate you guys reaching out in the first place.
Now, this was a very bizarre message because she says, I appreciate you guys reaching out. But as you can see, she reached out. Hi, I think there was a discussion about a possible interview. So again, the narcissism in the human female. No, we didn't reach out to you. You reached out to us. So there's that. Then she also says she wants the hard questions, right? So remember that she said she wants the hard questions. And then we confirm, yeah, you need the hard questions because the audience is doubting your authenticity. If you recall my reaction to the initial news, you'll find that every single thing I said about this woman is startlingly accurate, as though I knew her personally. So she says, yeah, I want the hard questions. And then I say, okay, yeah, well, you need the hard questions because the audience doubts your authenticity. And you're not doing really well just looking in the camera and talking. She writes, I agree, I'm not good at it, ha ha ha. It hasn't done me good, to be honest. Well, actually it has, because you're chasing clout and you're getting the clout. Now, here's the important thing to notice. Please sign into this link, 10:50 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, tomorrow. Now, 10:50 a.m. is just 10 minutes early for 11 a.m. showtime. Importantly, you guys should note that I even elaborate. That's New York time zone. And frankly, this is the challenge about being in the YouTube business, is that you're dealing with imbeciles. Because of that, I took every effort, because I know YouTube people are everyday people. They're irresponsible. They're low IQ. They have no business experience. They have no civility. So you have to do all the thinking for them, and you have to make sure as much as possible that they can't screw things up. And the reason that's important to me is not only because my time is valuable, but because I don't think it's right to have hundreds of people waiting at a certain time to watch a piece of entertainment and they get disappointed. I don't like to be disappointed, and even less so, I don't like to disappoint other people who count on me. So we were hyper clear. We said EST 3 times already, and then I said, that's the New York time zone. Please wear headphones. Then she sent some things and then unsent them. And then, all right, did you unsend some things? And then she ignores that. Now, this is yet another indication that she's a wishy-washy, emotional, irrational character, but above all, dishonest. Then she writes, hey, completely ignores this, which shows you the dishonest nature. Do you mind if we move it to the evening? I have to go into a meeting all morning. Now, this is at 1:19 a.m. Now, in all likelihood, people are sleeping at 1:19 a.m. Even if they weren't, you already knew that the live stream had been listed the previous day. So it's already scheduled. So no, it can't be rescheduled. And then she writes, I did because it wasn't clear. Oh, okay, so you unsent things because they weren't clear. Yeah, sure, that's the truth. Then we write, schedule is altered for the time that you requested. Imagine she set the time and then she can't make the time that she set. Completely bizarre. If we cannot do 11 a.m., we will have to cancel, which is to say we're not going to reschedule. One thing I don't do is I don't reschedule with low IQ, low EQ, low income people, because I'm not interested to meet you the first time. Surely I'm not going to give you another chance. Then she writes, hi there, will this be live? Well, that's so funny because we've always discussed it as a live stream from the very beginning. And in addition to that, you have a link for a live stream. It's called StreamYard. Stream. You have a link for a live stream. We've only discussed it as a live stream. We also already had a call about this, 2 calls, in fact. So then she writes, will this be live? We can do 11. Well, all of you were waiting at 11, and you notice we didn't start at 11 and she didn't show up. Curious. So she confirmed 11, but didn't show. Then she writes, is there a way I can speak to you on the phone really quickly? I'll call you in 2 minutes. Audio call started. You can see that there. So we had a chat. I'll share that with you. And this is very typical of the worst of females. This is not average. I don't think an average female is this disorganized, emotional, unclassy. I don't think they're this low, the average one. But this is not an uncommon type of female. I say probably about 15% of them are like this. And frankly, this is really, I'd say this is mental illness, the way she behaves, not only in this situation, but also in the situation directly with Abba. So there's no doubt that she has mental illness. So here comes the time. It's not showing. Okay, so here comes the time. She was supposed to sign on 10 minutes early. She did not do that. Then there's a question, hey, were you able to log in? So not only did she not sign in on time, she also did the very dishonest, underhanded thing of not even saying, hey, I'm not going to make it. So she basically set up a situation. She reached out to me and then said, hey, go and tell your audience of 250,000 people that I'm going to come on and discuss this. Then she tried to change the time. Then she tried to change it again. Then she said she was coming, and then she no-shows, but didn't even have the common courtesy, the decency as a human being, to say, hey, I'm not going to be there. So what you have to understand is that this is not a good person. You often hear me talk about a good person and a bad person. Those are real categories. She's not a good person. Only a bad person would do such a thing. It's disrespectful to the $250,000, or 250,000 people in my audience who got this notification. It's disrespectful to my time, and I tried to do her a good thing at no cost. I'm giving her a platform so she can be heard, because at the end of the day, she only has like 600 subscribers. So she's not a good person. She's not a thankful person. She is a fundamentally bad person. Let's carry on. Then, let's see. Where are we? Aha. So it's 11:05. It's past the time that she was supposed to sign on. And she writes, give me a second, we have a pervert keeps on trying to join on the live stream. She writes, we write, are you able to join in using the link? She doesn't join on. Doesn't say anything either, knowing she's read that. Then it's written, the audience is waiting. Can you confirm if you'll be keeping your word or not? That was at, it's a shame I can't see the times. Does it show the time if you hover over the message? No, it's a pity. But anyways, this is significantly after the start time. Then she writes, hey, I would like to do the interview. However, I did not realize it was 10:50 EST. I'm in California. Now, can anyone tell me what's wrong with that claim? I'll give you guys some time. What's wrong with that claim? She knew the time and the time zone. Time zone was stated 3 times. The time was stated 3 times. The time zone was even clarified to be New York time, to simplify it. Yep, that's right. I clarified it was New York time because I knew that she would seek any excuse, because that's what liars do. And when a liar comes into a situation where they're wrong, when a narcissist comes into a situation where they fail, they'll never admit it. What they'll do immediately is they'll try to lie. So she tries to lie. Hey, I want to do the interview. However, I didn't realize it'd be 10:50 EST. I'm in California. I still would like to continue the interview, but for me, the preference is to have it tomorrow. And if this is truly an unbiased interview, I understand if we cannot continue. If this doesn't work for you, Marquett, I apologize. So here's the thing. We scheduled it for today. We, in fact, scheduled it at a time you chose. So if you thought it was 10:50 Pacific Standard Time, that means you'd still be willing to do it today. So you're lying about the time and your knowledge of the time. You're trying to change the schedule for a third time, and it's crazy because you're changing it from a time that you picked. And what's more is we even had a conversation. In fact, we had 2 conversations. So you knew what the time was, and you not only did you lie, you tried to use a lie that's not even sensible. So do I believe that Abba is making up things about your devious and negative, wicked nature? No, I don't. Absolutely not. But the thing that's really in question is this. What's in question is, why would Abba deal with someone like you in general, but more importantly, for any amount of time? Like, that's the concerning part. Oh, there she is in the live chat. Liar? What are you talking about? Lying how? We're literally looking at the messages. This lady is mentally deranged. And madam, you could be on here speaking for yourself, except that you chose not to. I offered to give you a platform, to speak to you respectfully, objectively, give you a chance to express yourself. You lied about the time. You knew what time it was. I mean, what are you talking about? What's the lie? And again, I'm more than willing to give you a platform to express yourself, but you're not being honest here, madam. You're not being honest at all. So strange. So very strange. Anyways, he says, isn't she supposed to be in the meeting? Yes, she absolutely is supposed to be in the meeting, but she claimed that she can't make the time. She lied and said she didn't know what time the meeting was, even though she did, because we had 2 calls before the meeting. So we know certainly she knew the meeting time. So, if she wants to come on, feel free. And during our conversations, myself and Abba's baby mama, I told her, hey, I'm not here to embarrass you. I'm not here to make you look bad. I'm not here to try to flame you or roast you. And that is a fact. I get nothing out of making other people look small. She's never done anything to me. Abba has never done anything to me. Neither of them have ever wronged me or said my name in a negative way. I have no necessity to make them look bad. I just wanted to give her a platform to be heard. Now, why she's in the live chat angry, I don't know. I don't know why that is. It really beats me, but it shows you that so consistently, you cannot ever do a good deal with a bad person. And that's why I always tell you guys, be yourself, be good to yourself, be good to good people. You got to deal with good people. Now, my good fortune is that I've not suffered or been hurt by this woman who is not a good person. Abba, on the other hand, can't say the same thing. He has suffered and he has been hurt by her. And that's why I always tell you guys, some women are only meant to be concubines. They're bed wenches. They're not a wife mother. And we're really, as a planet, we're thankful that she did not procreate, because the byproduct of her procreation would be the seed of the devil. So it is our good fortune. We should really thank her that she did not carry that pregnancy to term. Now, back to what she was saying. So she lies right here and she says, oh, I didn't realize it was 10:50 EST. I literally wrote EST several times. And in addition to that, I clarified and wrote it out. This is New York time zone. She writes, I am in California. I would still like to continue the interview, but for me, the preference is to have it tomorrow. You already said your preference was to have it at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So how does the preference change? Then she writes, if this is a truly unbiased interview, we had multiple conversations. She writes, I understand if we cannot continue if this doesn't work, Marquett, I apologize. Now, here's the thing. I'm not an enemy of Abba. I'm not a friend or ally. He's never done anything wrong to me. I have no reason to try to go all out to support him. I have no reason to try to go all out to diminish him. So then I write, this literally reads 10:50 EST New York time. So I replied to an older message I sent her the day before, which is very clear. This is not a good look. I'll have to go live and tell the audience you flaked, because you guys took out your valuable time to be here. You are owed an explanation. And what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to cover over the lies and the flaws of this person who is not a good person, who is also a stranger to me. If it was my friend or someone that I love and respect, then yes, I would just come to you and say, hey guys, I apologize. We can't do the interview. And then I would shut the stream down. But in her case, no, we made every flexible move that she asked, and then she still disrespected the audience and myself. Then she writes, she writes, I understand. Many creators have reached out, and right now I am treading lightly. Well, now here's the funny thing. She says many creators have reached out. This is the first message. Hi, I think there was discussion about possible interview. Doesn't that sound like she's trying to get an interview, right? She's trying to get an interview. Maybe they reached out after they saw that you were going to do one with me, but they weren't reaching out to you because you wouldn't have needed to reach out to me. Then she writes, I'm feeling pressure from many. What does that have to do with me? That has nothing to do with me. As you can imagine, there's a lot going on. Madam, I don't think you have much of anything going on in your life. That's why you tried to trap someone with a baby. I think you have almost nothing going on. That's why you're trying to become an internet celebrity. I think you have nothing going on. You have no motion. You have no importance and no relevance. That's why you tried to trap a famous man with a baby. And the truth of how you met Abba is that you were a groupie in his Instagram DMs, and he does not have a lot of experience with women. And so he got involved in your web of deceit and lies, and you victimized him. He is the victim. And what's real is that I don't think you were ever pregnant. I think that's why you would not allow him to go with you to the doctor to get it taken care of, because there was nothing to be taken care of. I think that you are a classic situation of a woman whose recent ancestry is from a developing country, and you try to trap men for your own financial advancement. You're a typical groupie story. You caught a guy who's wet behind the ears and a little bit green as it relates to women. You have used all of your manipulation on him. And though he is highly intelligent, he fell for it because he is inexperienced and does not have game. And instead of him disconnecting and walking away, you engaging him, he confused that for true, sincere affection and love. And then you lying about having a seed, especially him being a guy who has like an issue with his sperm count, he was bought in. And so you basically created another Fresh and the Chinese girl story. It's just a rerun on it. And the irony is that despite Fresh, or I should say Walter Weeks, and Abba having different spoken ideologies, they have the same behaviors because they're the same person in as much as they're not as desired and they're inexperienced, and so they're always going to get fleeced by women like you. That's what it was. You tried to finesse him. Full stop. So anyways, she writes, as you can imagine, a lot is going on. There's a lot going on. No, there's nothing going on. There's absolutely nothing. Your life has no meaning. You are a low-income person. You're an unimportant person. You have no status. You have a broken family. You admitted it that yourself. So no, nothing's going on. You're trying to get something going. You're trying to create motion. Yes? And what I want everyone in the audience to remember is that that's why you never see me parading women around. You might hear a voice in the background, you might hear someone helping me with something, but I never parade women because women are not trophies. Women are not trophies. Women are human beings. And a good woman is something to be protected. So in case you guys didn't hear that again, women are not trophies. Women are not to be paraded around. A good woman is to be honored and protected. That's why good women put clothes on. That's why good women don't want to be on camera. It's only the beta male who has to parade around women or show them on live stream because they subconsciously are not confident in the idea that they can get women. So what they're actually doing, it's an animal strategy. They're saying, hey, everyone, look at what I could do, right? That's why Walter Weeks, that's why Destiny, the gamer, that's why these guys are always like, hey, look what I could do. I got this girl. And invariably, this is a woman who is essentially little more than an ex-worker. These are women who do pay for play. And that's the only reason the woman is there to be shown, because she's being paid in some way. And it's only the guys who don't really have true access to women who have to put them on display. I can tell that a person, like, all right, bro really gets it in. And I already know as a boss that real bosses look at me and they're like, I already know what's up with the ball. I already know what's up with him. He don't have to say it. He don't have to show a damn thing. I could tell by the way he carries himself. I can tell by the way he speaks, the way he dresses. He got it. I don't have to show it. It's evident. Huh? Come on now. That's something I've never once tried to prove because it's just not necessary. It's too obvious. It wouldn't make sense. Like if a chick DMs me when they say, hey, are you single? I get these DMs all the time. Are you single? And I DM them back like, that would be impossible. And they're like, what's impossible? I was like, it'd be impossible for me to be single. Like, how could that make sense? How could a man in my position, looking like me, sounding like this, how could I be single? That's impossible. It's not possible. Why would you even ask me that? You know I'm not single. So what's up with it? Does that ever end the conversation? Never. Never. They'll always say, oh, okay. Next thing you know, boom, they're back texting. Why? Because they all gravitate toward the big dog because they don't want to end up with a Walter Weeks. They don't want to end up with a Destiny the Gamer. They don't want to end up with an Abba. So they'll do that. And another thing I want to state for the beta males is this. Beta males will try to defend women. I see this in my comments all the time. The reason they're programmed to try to defend females is because that's how they get relevance to women. Because if they were ever to say what I say to women, also known as the truth, the woman would be like, you better get up out of here. I ain't dealing with you now. Oh yeah, you said that? No, you're done. But they'll listen to me say what I got to say and be like, okay, they'll take it. They'll abide by it. Because they're listening to a boss. Yeah, and bosses dictate. Huh? Yeah, so they're going to let me be the dictator. You, on the other hand, you're a peon. So when you say something that I said, she going to look at you like you're crazy out of your mind. You heard me? Yeah, when you tell her to get on program, she going to look at you like you lost your mind. But then if I tell her the exact same thing, she gonna bow down. Yeah, she gonna lay down. Hey, daddy, step on my neck. Yeah, it's the difference. Let's be real here. And we're not all living at the same level. Huh? Anyways, back to this nutty broad. So she writes, I'm still willing to do it if I have about 30 minutes to prep and if it can be released tomorrow. So just imagine the level of control she's trying to exercise. She tried to control the day of the interview. Then she tried to control the time. We yielded both to her. Then she tried to re-control the day. Then she tried to re-control the time. Then she tried to control if it's live or if it's pre-recorded. It's almost her show. She thinks it's her show. Now, here's the kicker. And this is the difference between an Abba and a Marquett Devon Burton. Here's the difference. Abba, when he's dealing with a broad like this, he's like, yeah, sure, no problem. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, of course we can do that. Yeah, we can fix that. Yeah, absolutely. Marquett Devon Burton is like, nah, we're good. We're done here. We gave you a shot. We're good now. We have a full understanding of you. We collected the data. We know what you are. You're not a good person. It's been triple, quadruple verified, and we're just going to leave it right there where it is. We're good. Whereas Abba's going to keep playing the game with Shorty. Abba's going to keep entertaining this nonsense. And that's how he ended up not only in a relationship with her, which is bonkers because she's a concubine, but what's worse is he ended up getting her pregnant and then had the foolishness she said getting her pregnant, had the foolishness to engage. And now here's the funny thing. He himself said he has a low sperm count. He himself said, the doc said, hey buddy, it's going to be hard for you to get a chick pregnant. So that goes in line even more so with my thesis that she wasn't really pregnant. Come on now. And the level of deceit is insanity. We know that EST is 3 hours earlier than Pacific Standard Time Zone. If you did not think that this interview was 11 a.m. EST, which would be what, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time? Well, then why is it that bright and early in the morning in California, you were there having this conversation here and saying we can do 11? Why were you texting so early? Why were you texting right before 11 if you didn't think it was 11? You knew it was 11. You are a pathological liar. You are someone who has mental issues that cannot be solved and cannot be helped. And one thing that I say, and I think it's truly the kind thing, is this woman is a Jodi Arias. And I said that in my previous stream before I even met her. And what you have to understand is that these Jodi Arias personalities, whether they're female or male, they cannot be helped. They're pathological, they're psychotic, and there's only one real solution. And the final solution should be taken, because if we put them in prison, they're a danger to the other prisoners, they're a danger to the prison staff, and most importantly, when they're finally let out, they will not be healed or reformed. They are an eternal danger to humankind. That's why I say there's good people and there are bad people. Bad people are not about to become good people. So the only thing we can do is remove her from existence so that she doesn't hurt the good peoples of the earth. And it takes someone who's truly good, a man who's truly strong, to have the love in his heart to do that, which is to say, to protect the good people by removing this bad person. And she's fundamentally a bad person. Fundamentally, it's clear as day. She's telling the most insidious lies that are apparent lies. Now imagine if I were not a strong man. Forget intelligence, because Abba's intelligent and he still got finessed. If I were not a strong man, imagine how she could weave her web of deceit and gaslight and confuse and try to break my psychology. Someone who is this mentally deranged can make you deranged, yes? A crazy person can make you crazy, huh? I got a phone call I'm gonna play for you guys. Let's see who's supporting the work. Send in your comments, questions, size, tuition right now using the information below. Oh, goodness. She's sending me crazy messages right now, crazy email. Anyway, shout out to Gary supporting the work and Albatar as well, coming in using the Stripe link. Appreciate you. I also acknowledge Ricardo, came in via PayPal. He writes, peace to the saints, tuition for the edutainment. I also want to give thanks again for helping me stay ruthless. Your first video on this harlot made me declare to my daughter's mother's face that she can have 100% custody while I have 0% child support. She's never been on program. Hey, bruh, it be like that. And that's the way it got to run. You dig? Yes, sir. Shout out to Monica. She writes, supporting the work, peace of the saints. I appreciate you. Shout out to the lady saints. I also acknowledge Kobe, writes, tuition, peace of the saints. Shout out to Kobe. I had the good pleasure of sparring with him recently. And for all the liars, and there's nothing worse than a male liar. Oh, it's a disgusting thing. And there's a lot of them. A lot of guys in the comments saying, oh, I want next. You don't want next. You don't want next. You have no boxing experience. You have no cardio endurance. You're weak. You don't want next. Stop lying to yourself. Just make a complimentary comment and then sit down and shut up, okay? It's nothing worse than the average male of today. And that's why women who think that they're gonna avoid polygyny are fools. It's either you're gonna be polygynous and get a man with good genetics and a good mind, or you're gonna end up with a guy with love handles who's a loser and has terrible genetics. Alejandro writes, peace of the saints, just want to reiterate that the ism never fails. I'm trying to tell you. Shout out to Wayne, writes, peace of the saints, tuition. And also acknowledge Mr. Canton, came in supporting the work, writes, peace of the saints. Shout out to Dominic, he writes, peace of the saints, tuition. I'm guessing she flaked on that meeting she referenced. Right? And tell me about it. Yes, indeed. Very dishonest character. May I also acknowledge, shout out to Heel Zen. I think that was for the stream yesterday. May I also acknowledge Trey. Just sent in his amount for his ticket for the big game conference. I'm going to set that aside so that the team can get you added into the system. We look forward to seeing you. And for those of you who do want to come to the big game conference, and somebody send this to Abba, because certainly he can benefit greatly from coming to the big game conference, because he's committed several errors that we would have taught him better than to commit. You can get the ticket at peacetothesaints.com. Anyways, let's see. So Trey, we will see you soon at Burton Plantation. May I also acknowledge Travis, writes message emailed. I see the email here. He writes, thank you for your teachings. I was able to buy my own equipment. I now own lights for a stage wash and movers. I don't know what stage wash is. Please allow me to do the lighting for your general session for free if you are ever in Dallas for a conference. Okay, sounds interesting. Okay, sounds real interesting. Well, I appreciate you, and congratulations on your new business. Love to hear it. I also acknowledge Dedrick. Shout out to Dedrick, who's one of our confirmed saints. He writes, peace of the saints. Thank you for the game, Saint. Truly a pleasure. Shout out to the whole family. I also acknowledge Melvin. He writes, tuition, peace of the saints came in via Venmo. Yes, indeed. Now let's go ahead and see if we can pop up the video shortly. I'm going to just ask her, why did you lie about not understanding the time? And this is, again, I've spoken on this previously, real men, we don't tell white lies. We try not to tell any lies. To be honest is a brave thing. Yes? To be honest is a brave thing. It's truly a manly thing to be honest. So few of us are willing to be honest. She writes, your people reached out to me. You also did not tell me this was live. Oh, please spare me, madam. Please spare me. I told you in the conversations that it was live. More importantly, you agreed to a time, and it is on StreamYard. Stream, you didn't get an indication of live stream. And why would you think it's pre-recorded? Like, aren't we called streamers? We're called streamers? Come on, miss. You have to be more honest. Like, the reason, Libby, that no one respects you is because you show up and you lie consistently. You lied about the time. We literally can see that you were telling lies, madam. So tell us this. Let's set aside the live stream part. Tell us this. Why did you lie and say that you didn't understand the time of the recording? Okay, you thought it was a recording? Cool. Even though I never mentioned that, there's no evidence it was a recording. There's only evidence it was a live stream. But tell us this. Why did you lie about the time, about understanding the time? We'll wait. We'll wait for you, Libby. We'll wait for you, dear. You know, and the funny thing, ladies and saints, is she claimed she didn't know it was a live stream, but I listed the live stream in advance on this channel. And she's in my chat right now on this channel, which would let you know that she would have seen the live stream listed. Very funny. Yes, and what has the world come to, right? She writes, I'm going to be honest. Oh, okay, we're waiting for you. Be honest. We're waiting. Like, let's hear the honesty. We're here for it. Bro said an Asian playing dumb. Now, you know, the unfortunate thing is some of them are actually dumb. And that's why I'm not a racist, you see, because all of these claims about superior IQ beings, it doesn't exist. I've traveled the world. It just does not exist. I wish it did. Church, the current girlfriend on ABBA called me yesterday. Okay. Said the fake femininity and baby talk won't work. And she was talking about how she experienced the same thing. Look here, madam. I can't say that we really believe anything you're saying from your live chat. So I had to record our call. Okay. What a character. Libby, let me ask you this, Libby. If you're being honest, why is it? Oh, she's promoting. She says, I have a video on it tomorrow. Ah, so you see what she's doing here? Now, this is sad. She's really trying to promote. She's trying to become a YouTube star. So she's trying to build her career by destroying Abba's career. This is really sad, actually. That's really sad. So she's in my live chat. She's like, oh yes, 2,000 people watching. Let me promote my video I'm dropping tomorrow. That's sad. That's crazy. Wow. Would you like me to call you right now? What do you mean by call me? Like, do you want to call into the show or do you want to call me on the telephone? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, go ahead and hit the link. Is the link not working for you? Okay, don't you have the link in your DM? Yeah, you just use the link in the DM. It's the same link. Breakfast, you're saying? I had a little snack. I'm self-sufficient. Okay, Libby is tweaking out here. Who knows what she's going to do? We have no idea. Bro says she's an abomination to women. Is she though, or is she a representation of a section of women? I said 15%. Some of the guys are saying it's a higher percentage of women who behave like this. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a lot of experience with this kind of woman, but in my experience, I'd say I'm guesstimating 15%, but these are not the ones that I deal with. As I say in the Big Game Conference, we teach you first and foremost about selection. Selection is key. And there are a number of physical cues that you can observe in a woman that kind of tell you like, yo, this is an L. You hear me? Like before you even go talk to them. And based on your ability to assess the woman, when you start engaging them, you know what they're good for, right? Some are good for, relationships, short-term relationships. If you just don't want to be bored or you're traveling somewhere, cool. You got a semester abroad, fantastic. Others are good for the wife-mother role. There's a very small percentage of them. And most are just good for being concubines. And then there's some that aren't even worthy of being concubines. Like they're completely disgusting beings. And bro said, yeah, most women really do act like this these days. That's scary, my boy. That's real scary. I have a bottle of water. I have a cold bottle of water. Bruh, I see why she's always getting blocked. Yeah, it's the dishonesty, right? And it's like you're playing with the time of men who have valuable time. It's just not a proper thing to do. Yeah, you just said it over there for me. Thank you. Right, still playing games. He writes, crazy that we all know where the link was, but she doesn't know, even though he sent it to her. Gentleman says, Saint, can you start a drip trip for women? You know, I think that's much farther in advance, but our drip trip, we are allowing women to come on the upcoming drip trip. So do keep an eye out for that. And I think it's a great opportunity because, of course, women love to look and feel beautiful. And we want them to be able to come get some drip that maybe matches their man or get something custom because unfortunately in this day, a lot of women haven't had that chance. You know, a lot of them, you know, they're not Latinas. They don't have a quinceañera. Some of them haven't gotten married or gone to a wedding. And so it's a great opportunity to get that experience. So we absolutely will be welcoming women to our next drip trip. And we've opened up many of our events to women. For example, Saints Holiday was open to women, had a significant showing. And it was great too because they made the food. They cooked it from scratch and it was delicious. She writes, the link is making me sign to my Gmail and from my computer at home. I'm driving home right now, 5 minutes. Gotta love women. Gotta love them. Bro said, now she's driving. Listen, man, just imagine what this boy Abedin went through. May I acknowledge via PayPal, shout out to Wayne. He writes, I agree, the final solution is the only way. The manipulation runs so deep, some males think their ideas are their own. That's deep, bruh. Yeah, in fact, there's a reel I posted earlier on IG. Someone can drop, and check me out on IG, Marquett Devon, Marquett Davon. There's a reel that I dropped on IG, and you have this simp, Dave Ramsey. And a lot of all religious guys are simps. I don't even know if I'm allowed to use that word. Let's just say they're beta males. All religious guys are beta males, full stop, with all due respect. They're all beta males because they're all allowing their scripture to be interpreted in a way that makes them a stepping stool for women. It makes them a doormat for women. You know, they're the source of money. They're a bank. They're a credit card for women. Not even a credit card because you got to pay that back. So the religious guys across the board, all beta males, respectfully. And Dave Ramsey responds to a caller. So the woman calls in, she says, hey, Dave, I got $90,000 of debt, but my fiance says he won't marry me until I've paid off $90,000 worth of debt. What do you think I should do? And then Dave Ramsey does the cornball, old white Christian beta male thing. And he's like, well, you're not going to like what I have to say. And you know, he's saying that knowing that she's going to love what he has to say, right? Because he's about to suck up to her, which is what beta males do. It's like, you're not going to love what I got to say. I think you should dump him. You should dump him because he's trying to judge you based on money. He's trying to qualify you based on money. And you're a princess. It's like, wait, well, hang on, Dave. Number one, it's not based on money. It's based on responsibility, accountability, her being sensible. Your credit score and your bank balance at some level are a representation of how you've behaved in the past. Are you a good steward of resources? Are you honest? Do you keep your obligations? If TransUnion and Equifax, hell, if Wells Fargo Bank thinks that your credit score makes sense, and Wells Fargo Bank has a lot more data than I do. They have a lot more money than I do. They have a lot more resources. If they think that this is a meaningful measure, maybe I should consider it too. So Dave Ramsey calls her a princess. Dave, you don't even know her first name, but she's a princess. A princess is a rare thing. A princess is royalty. This girl's in debt. Royalty is not in debt. Royalty is wealthy. So you call a woman, you don't know her first name or last name, she's a princess. You call her a princess, she's financially the opposite of a princess. You call her a princess, princesses have their marriages arranged. Their marriages are due to link up powerful families. Their marriages are guided by their fathers. This is a girl who's in debt. This is the opposite of a princess, yet you have the white Christian beta male claiming that you're a princess. Well, how? Why? Where's the evidence? And if she's a princess, is the guy a king? And if he's a king, doesn't he get to have it his own way? Huh? And that's why I put out the Book of Dark Truths. The Book of Dark Truths is a 2-day conference that teaches you the truth of our world. Sadly, if you try to follow your Quran, your Bible, your Torah in 2026, thinking that it's going to teach you how to deal with the women of today, you're sadly mistaken. But I'll tell you one dirty trick. You're like, okay, well, Marquett, yeah, women 50 years ago were different. Were they though? Were they? Or were men just allowed to stomp down a little bit harder and women behaved correctly? Because they want a man who will set standards, limits, and discipline. What I'm not promoting is the idea of domestic violence. I'm completely against it. What I'm not promoting are men who have no emotional control and therefore overreact and try to cage women. But what I am saying, that a man is a leader, a woman is to follow her man that she chooses. We don't have arranged marriages. You choose the man, so you need to follow him. And what we know for sure is that chaos ensues when women are left to their own devices. And their inherent morality is almost non-existent. You leave them to their own devices, they make everything into perversion. And what's worse, because they're fundamentally dishonest, then they lie about it. A woman will wear a low-cut shirt, right, exposing her chest, and then ask, why is this guy staring? Why are you revealing? It's not why am I staring, it's why are you revealing? You're putting something on display to be seen and then asking, why is it being seen? Like, for example, I'm wearing a club collar. How often do you see women wearing club collars? Almost never, because they don't feel right, apparently, unless they're putting themselves on display, whether they're married, whether they're mothers. They just don't seem to care. And the only time they do care is when their father has raised them up and taught them, hey, that is not right. Come on now. Come on now. May I acknowledge? Oh, yeah, and by the way, shout out to Wayne, because Wayne is really, he's really on this ism correctly. Ryan writes, I believe this whole thing is orchestrated, hence fake news. Abba probably paid her and made her sign an NDA. I have no faith in the internet. Peace of saints. That is not beyond belief. The internet is a fairly sketchy place. And one thing I can tell you for sure is NDAs don't work in general. And in particular with women, they don't work because an NDA requires you to have integrity and to have a word. And also for you to fear consequences. And none of those things really work well with modern women. Here's a kicker. The woman who did R. Kelly dirty, she was on his payroll for many years, signed an NDA, got paid off, still turned him in, and she didn't suffer any consequences. NDAs don't work. That's why I say you cannot do a good deal with a bad person. And I often tell you that you need to deal with people who fear death. If people don't fear death, then you're going to have trouble getting leverage. One thing I don't promote for the assassin is we don't appeal to the government. The government's already corrupt. I mean, I've been in the court system. I got cases pending right now. I have many lawsuits on people trying to steal from me because the moment you get money, people are trying to steal it. So I got a lot of money tied up from people trying to steal money. I got a lot of money tied up in lawyers. And sometimes you got to sue the lawyers. The system is extraordinarily corrupt. And unless you can enforce something yourself, you can enforce a contract yourself, then you're always going to end up in a bad situation. I hate to burst your bubble, but you've been taught to believe in your government, believe in, the politicians and the leaders. But the older you are, if you have your eyes open, you start to realize all of this stuff is fake. It's a scam. There's a new pestilence. First it was COVID. Now it's, what's the new one called? Halifax. What's that new disease called? What's that new disease called? The new disease, what's that called? Huntavirus? Yeah, there you go. We got Huntavirus this week. Who knows what's coming out next week, right? So we have a situation whereby the government will create a disease and then provide the solution to it, or maybe a private company does it. I noticed did any politician die from that? Huh, interesting. This is the world that we're in. It's just like with computers, right? Your PC can get a virus and then you can buy the antivirus software. But Macs don't get viruses at all, which maybe suggests that you could have built it so that it's not possible to get viruses. Come on, man. The whole world that we're living in needs to be crushed and rebuilt. We are in revolutionary times. I've been saying this for some time. I mean every bit of it. I'm extremely serious. Like, nothing about this world makes sense. I'll give you another example. We say that, like, you guys can agree, if you were to take someone's life, that would probably not be something a normal person would do. What's typical or average, that establishes what is acceptable, right? So if it's not normal, not mentally healthy to take someone's life, then thereby everyone who takes anybody's life should be able to plead insanity. That should be their plea, is insanity, unfit to go to trial. And they should all get off and get to go to the loony bin, right? You see what I'm saying? All of it is nonsense and illogical. Anyways, the young lady said 5 minutes, didn't she? Are we surprised that she lied again? Are we surprised that she lied? Let me go back. I want to see where she had said 5 minutes. Let me see if I can find it. I have to scroll back so far. The funny thing is, she was at work, right? Because she had a meeting. And then all of a sudden she's in the car. Then she said 5 minutes. Now it's 500 minutes. Hi there.
Hey, I was driving home. Sorry about that.
Okay. Why do you think we couldn't just do things in the straightforward, honest way from the beginning?
Yeah, I do want to apologize for that. That was my fault. Yesterday, when you had texted me, as you can imagine, there's a lot going on. A lot of people have been reaching out. And yesterday, I did not expect this at all. I did receive a phone call through my DMs from Abba's girlfriend, or Abba's girlfriend at the time. I guess he was also dating me. So you can imagine that unfolded a bunch of other stuff. And she also explained to me that she experienced a lot of things. And I'm sorry if I'm not used to speaking into the camera or anything like that. So,
Sure.
and I was trying to rush to get here. So sorry for the nerves. And I understand your frustration earlier, I promise. She got a hold of me. And so the entire day we were just exchanging text messages, talking about what she had gone through regarding a pregnancy as well, where she was also blocked.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so now that was finding that out, that he was actually involved with somebody else. And then, like, people reaching out to me, and then you sent me those times, and then I was communicating with you. It was just a lot. And so I was trying to make these videos on her and trying to make a compilation of stuff. And then I'm going to hold accountability for our situation this morning. And I really do apologize for that. And I'm sorry if I did waste your time, or I'm sorry for earlier today, truly.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I accept your apology. I respect that you have apologized, and we will completely move past it and forget about it, and we'll go on to the next thing. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Do you mind, and I know there's probably a lot to catch up on, but I think that what would be most beneficial to everyone is for us to be able to start from the beginning and try to humanize both you and Abba, because in your case, we've only known you based on problems, right? And then in Abba's case, his fans only know him based on what he chooses to show them. So if you would, how did you all come to be aware of each other from the beginning?
Yeah. Can I say something before I answer that?
Yes, you can.
Abba, thank you. What people have seen of me so far was the 20-minute video of when I first decided to talk about it. Abba did a full stream of 2 hours talking about the relationship, and I have not been able to defend myself with everything that he had said. So I understand everyone's view on me now. I have everything to refute what he says. Obviously, it's a toxic relationship in general. So both of us look bad, despite my excuses. Um,
Okay.
but I have not had a chance to defend myself. So on the onslaught, everything happening right now, I understand.
Mhm.
So I just did want to preface that I understand people's point of view of me, and I'm okay with that right now. But your back to your question, you said, how did Ab and I meet? Correct?
Yes.
Um, we met through Instagram. So I watched a lot of his content before, and I just watched for entertainment and the stuff that they talk about. But over time, I was really interested in a lot of the stuff Abba had to say. I was really impressed with, like, he talks about morals and virtue, and he seemed to be a genuinely great guy. And I was like, I never went on his Instagram before, and then I just started liking his pictures of his mom, and
Okay.
and then he DM'd me, and then that's how we started talking. This was
Okay.
July, in the middle of
So,
July.
okay. And do you mind if we also ask you some questions that just kind of get a sense of your perspective in the world and your thinking that not necessarily directly related to the situation?
Yeah, you can ask me anything.
Okay. Um, and I think it'll also be instructive and insightful for the audience. So Instagram can sometimes feel like a dating app. Would you agree there?
Um, I can see that.
Yeah. And the reason I say
Hmm.
that is because I think that even though, say, Tinder is optimized for dating, I think Instagram is kind of just like, it's essentially one big advertisement. If you see somebody that you like, you go back and forth with maybe double taps, and then someone's going to shoot that message and it can convert into that. Your thoughts on that
Yes.
piece?
I can see how Instagram can be used as a dating source. Correct.
Yeah. So basically, if I understand what you said, you watched this content on YouTube. You found that you like his humor and his morality, and you start following him on Instagram. You double tapped a number of his photographs with
I'm
his
so
mother.
sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe I shouldn't read the comments, because the comments
Oh yeah, no,
are
don't read the comments at all. The comments are insane. They're always going to be insane. Yeah, completely ignore the comments. Sorry about that.
so yeah, that's that's
I usually warn people in that 10 minutes before we start the live,
read the
but
comment.
no, yeah, when people
Yeah.
are anonymous, they're going to say wild stuff. So,
Okay.
anyways, you double tapped a couple photos of his mother, and then I guess he observed your face popping up consistently, thought you were a good looking woman, and then he slid your DMs.
Yes.
Okay, and what was that like? What would he say?
It was just back and forth. He thought the first thing he said was like, "Hey, your Instagram looks pretty wholesome." He's like, "Good job." And then I was responding like, "Oh, thank you." And then it went back and forth a little bit. We had stopped talking for like a week, and then we had reached out again. It was just a very simple conversation, like a few screenshots of like his home, and then I would show him stuff like that, but very casual. And obviously, there was like slight flirting in there, but that's how it started.
You said he showed you his home.
He snapshot a picture of his home. Yeah,
Okay,
like
like the outside or
those
the
were
inside?
like the inside.
Okay. And the funny thing about a guy like ABBA is that he's one of those guys who's a multi-millionaire, but like tries to play like he's like an everyday day guy, which is really clever. I'm really trying to get into that bag myself. What was the context in which he ended up like taking pictures of his home?
Abba lives very minimally,
Okay.
and that I actually thought that was very cool.
Yeah.
He doesn't. Yeah, let me answer your question before
Yeah.
I even go into that. His home was the home at the time that he records in, and it was just his small apartment with his living room and his decorations, and that was it.
And that's his actual living space, not his home. I'm sorry, that was backwards. That's his actual living space, not just his studio.
Yeah, he didn't really send me pictures like rooms of his room. He would send me other areas of his home.
Okay, neat, neat.
Yeah,
Is
he's
it
just
public?
sharing.
I don't want to put out his public. I don't want to put out private information publicly, and I'm sure maybe the chat knows. But I know
Yeah.
he's Canadian. But is he a Toronto guy? Like, do we know?
I think he's very honest about where he is from. He's from
Okay.
Montreal.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
from Montreal. Okay, I've actually never been to Montreal. I hear good things about it. I also hear that they have a huge opioid crisis, but for the most part, good things.
I thought it was pretty
Are
cool over there.
you said
I
what?
thought it was, I thought it was pretty cool over there. I didn't really see much of the opioid thing.
Oh, how many times have you been up there?
I went there like 6 times, and he would fly out here a lot.
Wow. And out here is California.
Correct. Yes.
Okay, wow. So that I'm gonna go ahead and say that that is a bona fide relationship. If you've been out to Montreal, also known as another country, 6 times, and then he flew down to California a number of times, and that was a real situation.
Yeah. Yeah. It really was. It was a serious, committed relationship.
Okay, very good. And you said, okay, and tell me this, like my perception of Abba is that he's a fairly liberal guy. He's more so like the equal with women kind of guy. He conveys the feeling that like really the opposite of my value set with women. I'm more so like hierarchical, and he seems like more so egalitarian.
Mhm.
And so I would expect that based on his brand that he wouldn't be a guy that would put down a woman or insult her or be vicious. He portrays that he'd be the understanding guy. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. He is what like, you're explaining, and I understand how you're describing yourself also. The I'm actually attracted to more guys like you, the way you carry yourself and your beliefs, traditional, like more on the conservative end, if that's what you know, um, yeah, on that end. And
Sure.
what I liked about ABBA was he was still on the egalitarian side, but he did have a lot of traditional and conservative views in relationships. So I thought that was pretty cool. Like he did court me, he did pay for things, he did care about like wanting to be like the man of the house. And so I thought that was a really interesting balance, even if I would normally go for um, the opposite end, which would be more like you.
Okay, fair enough. And at what point would you, so if I recall correctly, did you say maybe 3 weeks in was like the first breakdown?
Sorry, someone's like, I'm shooting my shot at you. That was funny.
Uh,
What were you saying?
Again, I'm telling you, the chat, so it's like 2,000 people in the chat. So it's going to be going quick. They're going to be saying crazy stuff, mostly
Yeah,
not positive stuff.
I went back to
Yeah.
it. I was like, I can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
As respect, I need to give you the full attention. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I know you may be interested in the chat. If you go back and watch through the live stream, the live chat will still be there. You can watch it afterward if you so choose. It'll take a lot of time, but it'll be there for you.
Okay, cool.
So, what was, in your recollection for you, what was the first problem that you encountered in your relationship?
The first problem I encountered in the relationship was I just saw a lot of life. This is the first. It was mainly like lifestyle differences. And
Okay.
it was like, I know they seem small, but this is what I saw first. Um, like the way I know this sounds so small, but like he wouldn't go to bed until like 6 in the morning. I'm a person that goes to bed at like 7:30 a.m.
You
Our
mean PM?
our sorry, 7:30 p.m. Yeah, I wake up in the morning
Okay.
to
All
work out and everything like that.
right.
And it was like, he doesn't drive, which is okay. And those are things I can definitely look past. But there were other things like how he would, just how he would run his house. I saw a lot of things that were different, and I'm like, I'm not going to try to change him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be the person who nags that person. And
Mm-hmm.
I saw myself doing that. In the beginning, I was like, I don't want to change this person. But the main thing was er, the main thing was how we were during conflict. And I think
Hmm.
I tried to make that clear in the video, but I don't think people saw that. And that was the main thing is his reaction, his overwhelming reaction, how he would get when he's upset. And
Hmm.
I know a lot of people are telling me like, well, what did I do to push him there? And
Hmm.
um, I didn't answer that because I wanted Abba to speak for himself. And I was confident in if he had screenshots of that, if he had anything to pull up of like what really made me drive him there, then he would be able to do that. So I didn't feel like I was going to defend myself. I feel like he still hasn't been able to pull up some things.
Hmm.
Sorry, last thing. I know he pulled up stuff on his stream, which I feel like he did fluff quite a bit, and I haven't been able to defend myself in those areas yet.
You know, you said a lot of interesting things, and of course, the direct conflict-oriented stuff. I think that somebody's going to talk about, if not in this interview. And I'm actually interested in the smaller things. Like, for example, you had mentioned that you wake up early, you like to hit the gym. I love to hit the gym myself. I always tell my guys, exercise is prayer, 30 minutes of sweat every day.
Mhm.
Abba, and I want to give him credit, shout out to Abba. It seems like he's been getting in better shape than he has been in previously.
Yeah,
But yeah, but he always seemed to me like he was rather out of shape.
he does cardio stuff, so he doesn't lift, which is what I
Yeah.
do. So he's in a lot better shape than he was before, uh,
Okay.
but he does um,
Like Pilates or something?
he does salsa. So that's the exercise he
Okay.
gets, and he does it like 3 times a day, which is really good cardio. But he does have like his he does not have the body of a lifter, but he's definitely healthy. He's healthier than he was before. And that's also
Okay.
something I was like, I do feel like if one of your hobbies or if like you're really disciplined in lifting, I feel like you would also want a partner who also lifts. And not that that couldn't be changed with ABBA, but there is a lifestyle to lifting and
Yeah.
eating and meal prepping in a certain way. And that was just like one of the small things
No,
that I'm
that's
talking about.
pretty big. That's pretty. Like if the guy lifts, then and the woman doesn't lift, it's like yeah, yeah, for sure. But if the woman lifts and the guy doesn't lift, that's a bit of a disconnect
It's
there.
different. Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm sorry, fixing my hair again. I didn't expect to be on this. Um, I just happened to hop on in your live and I'm like, uh,
Oh yeah, no,
yeah,
don't worry about it.
yeah.
You might consider this hairstyle as well. Very manageable, low cost. You save money on haircuts and shampoo. I'm just throwing it out there. It's an option. Okay, very good. And then you said that he doesn't keep his household like you keep your household. That's really interesting to me. Tell us about that.
um, his home. Well, he had moved. Okay. Remember when we had talked earlier and you said there are things that, like, if I didn't want to talk about it, I said I can skip this question. The
Yeah.
lifestyle thing is probably what I don't want to talk about. They're really
Okay.
personal, and I don't want to paint him in that light because it was when we had talked about it. It was very personal to him too, and so I can talk about the other stuff which I've talked about, but that I think is too touchy. And I know I've already come out there with that, but I think this would really be a betrayal, even though I know what I'm doing right now, to him. I don't want to go into that.
Sure, no problem. I just want to make sure I understand so that I can avoid it on purpose. So you're saying talking about Abba's lifestyle, the way he lives in his home, you're saying we want to avoid that.
Abba's lifestyle, and like the way he carries himself and stuff like that. Yes, I
Okay,
don't
very
want.
good. Yeah, no problem.
Mhm.
You got it. Now, what about you? What's your lifestyle like? Your life way? Like, for example, with me, even though I'm clearly black, we were raised we don't wear shoes in the house. We just like think it's like a very filthy thing.
Mhm.
Also, I lived in South Korea, and obviously it's common in Asia, no shoes in the house. In America, people get in the house with their shoes on, which is gross to me. What about you? Like, what are some things that you look for to see mirrored in a man that you deal with in a household setting?
I'm the same way. No shoes in the house, very neat, very. I do like to have things in order. I know where everything is. Um, I'm, uh, yeah, I like to have everything organized in the refrigerator and in the cabinets. And yeah, I would say pretty orderly. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. I'm just curious
Okay.
as to how you live. People live in, different ways, and the challenge is that not often enough do we get to peer into other people's reality. So we're just happy to get a sense of how you function, how you operate. Okay, neat. I did have a couple questions that I already shared with you. We hit how did you meet? Basically, he slid your DMs. Yeah, it's not an unusual thing. Now, when he slid your DMs, were you surprised? I don't know how many followers he has on Instagram. I know he probably has a lot. If someone in the chat can let me know how many followers he has on Instagram, but were you surprised when he slid your DMs, or you were like, I gotcha, I was waiting on you?
No, I'm gonna be honest. I know what you're saying about like the dating thing on
Hmm.
Instagram being like how Instagram can be used as a dating source. Um,
Yeah.
when I liked his pictures, it was on his stories, just pictures of his mom, and I thought it was cute. And so I didn't expect a response at all, to be honest. And
Okay.
and the Instagram met me through is very small, and it's just me and my friends and family. So I was like, he's probably just gonna brush through my. He probably won't even see my likes.
Fair enough. Let me ask you this, and this is something that I'm really curious about, especially in as much as I understand that you're Filipino. Are you full Filipino?
I'm full Filipino, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, me too. So I've been to the Philippines many times, and have a lot of Filipino contacts. We even have a section in Philippines, so a lot of good friends in the Philippines. And Filipino culture to me is very complex in as much as there are Filipinos that are very conservative, and there are Filipinos that are extremely liberal. And that being the case, did you hear about Abba's sexual experience? Because there's one thing he said that, and it kind of turned me sour on him a while back. He was doing an interview, a public interview, and he had said that he likes to be milked. And I don't know if you know what this means. Maybe you do. Maybe you guys have some experience with this, but your audio is going out right now. I don't know if your internet is having issues. Are you on Wi-Fi? If you're in the chat, can you confirm if you're having issues with her internet? Sounds like that. Did you just mute yourself? Because the static just went out, which is good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Yeah, we can hear you now. Okay, great.
Mhm.
I yield the floor to you.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was your question? Oh, you were talking about Filipinos being very conservative and then some are very liberal.
Yes, and in the
Yeah.
case of Abba, he did a public interview and he said that he likes to be milked. And my understanding, and I'm a very vanilla, simple person, so I don't know entirely what all these the terms mean. But it sounded like, if I understand correctly, he had wanted the woman to go up his backside or something like that.
I don't know.
Were you aware of that?
I did not hear about that before I dated him. And I just heard it as being milked and I didn't know about it until like afterwards.
Oh,
Until
until
after
after the
like
breakup, you heard that he likes to be
until like
milked.
after like the relationship started and everything like that. And I'm gonna be honest, I just tried not to judge, and that was it. If
Okay,
I'm being honest,
so
I didn't look too much into it, and then I just hear people like making fun of it, and then I'm just trying to not to judge.
okay. So does that mean that you could be with a guy who does that, or you could not? Because I presume that you didn't say that was a relationship ender.
I don't think so. I don't really know what milking is. I think it's talking about like being, from what I understand when I saw it, is like people when they're milked, they're like being pegged, right? That's what, that's how you are
That's what
milked. Or
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even know because I'm from LA and we don't really do all that stuff. Like I don't know if Canada is hitting different, but if somebody in
yeah,
the chat can send me a link and a timestamp, send me a link and a timestamp because I am curious. But we can carry on with that. But based on your
yeah.
understanding that you currently have of it, that's not a
I didn't think it
relationship
was that.
ender.
I didn't think it was that because the way he described it in like one of his interviews when I saw it was like, which is more forgiving than being pegged. I don't think I can be with someone who's like being pegged, but it was just like more like, how do I, can I say it's like a girl like more like uh just like playing with that area, but not like actually pegging. Yeah, that it can still, but not pegging, not any like penetration in that area or anything like that. My understanding is just like
Ah,
stimulating that area, but like anything in there, I don't. I think that's the way he described it in an interview. I was like, that was it didn't seem. I don't know.
okay,
I
okay.
I
It
was
wasn't too much of a violation for you.
yeah. I think like being like any penetration there would have probably definitely bothered me or definitely been a
Okay,
deal breaker.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering because I was like, people aren't gonna say everything on camera. I was like, maybe bro was like, I'm gonna just let this out on camera and I'm gonna hold in the rest and just see how people react to that. But yeah, that was crazy. Like, I'm not gonna lie,
And that was
that
something I
made me
read. Yeah, and he's very liberal like that. I've never done anything like that with him. So, and I don't know if I'd feel comfortable doing that particularly, but like, yeah, he's never asked me to do anything like that.
Okay. That's a blessing. That's really good. I mean, unfortunately, that's one of those things that I think they hold off on that and then hit you with that when you're locked in. But that's a blessing. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
And what else do we have? So says, oh yeah, preach. One of the things that I think was highlighted in his video, and in full honesty, I've not seen his whole video. Maybe I saw like 15 minutes of it, but I
Mhm.
understand that in his video, he said that you had reached out to Preach, his colleague.
Yeah.
Had you had any interaction with Preach before that, like met him in person or talked with him or anything like that?
Yeah. The only time I've ever reached preach was in my video was the 3 days after I tried to reach out to Abba. Abba in his stream tried to paint me in this picture where I was harassing his friends, harassing his family, and harassing these people. I have never talked to anybody other than Preach, reaching out to the Abba and Preach page, which was trying to contact Abba. And then the 4 phone numbers that he saw, which was that night, which was like me and my cousin and my friends being like, hey, like, don't block her. And then the whole blackmailing thing, which I know everyone wants to talk about. But
Okay.
he will not be able to pull up, even in his stream, he would have been able to pull up who I was contacting because, he's the king of receipts. I promise that I have never, ever tried to reach out to anybody other than Preach, the Abba and Preach page, and of course, Abba. But he's constantly painting this narrative that stop contacting my family, stop contacting my friends. And he does that because that's just how he talks and that's how he fights when he wants to insult or provoke you. He does exaggerate and he did want to paint me in that light. But I would even ask Abba, like, please provide the proof for that if you do have it. And I'm telling him to do that right now if he, if he ever sees this.
That's a very valid point, and we do invite Abba to provide the evidence of that, just in as much as it's only fair. And I encourage the fans always, when you hear something, you should say, "Is that true?" Let me acknowledge some of the folks who have supported the work real quick. Shout out to Frank, who has supported using the Stripe link in the description of the video, And may I also acknowledge Elevate. He writes, Peace of Saints, currently on the move from Miami to Michigan. You wild for that. Must be a great opportunity. He writes, also, my copy of The Black Box came in yesterday, already on chapter 6. So far, I'm hooked. Thank you for the game. You're very welcome. For those of you who haven't read my book, The Black Box, I trust you'll find much value in it. You can get it on Amazon. Just type in The Black Box, and we now have the hardcover as well. Shout out to King supporting the work. May I also acknowledge Oli writes, I think she was panicking about the live aspect of it because it would have been tough for her to get her lies together. You know, public speaking is a major fear of people, especially when you have a large audience. So that I can for sure understand. He comes back to
Yeah.
that she was really making it. Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah, and I'm not good at talking into the camera, and I don't think I'm very good with flowing, and I tend to ramble, and I know that that's a it doesn't look good on camera. It doesn't make me look good, and that's just one of my fears.
Fair enough, and I will be here to help mitigate that piece so we can get some of the information out because I think people are curious to hear what your truth is. King writes, she was really making an attempt to usurp complete control of your platform through low-class manipulation, Dunning-Kruger effect at its best. Buddy writes, peace to the saints. None of the above writes, flying to Cali. I think I saw Libby on my flight. It's possible. Shout to Focus. He writes, peace to the saints. May also acknowledge O Slim supporting. And shout to Harvey. He writes, what made you, and this is from the Philippines. Shout to the Philippines. Shout to Sass in Asia. He writes, what made you persist on reaching out to ABBA after being blocked multiple times? One Filipino to another Filipino.
Yeah, hi there. It was just because I thought I was talking to the ABBA that I perceived from ABBA and Preach, and so I would give it every time something happened. I would just give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm like, it's a few months in, maybe I'm just going to give it the benefit of the doubt, and that's my honest answer. Like, and also it's like, am I causing this? But over time, I'm like, I don't think this is okay to be blocking after every conflict.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, if he's going to start talking to you after the block, it's a fake block. I'm going to have to go stone cold Steve Austin on you after that block. But
Yeah.
yeah, and it's weird because I definitely observed that you were being a woman in the worst ways, but it seems like he was participating in it with you, which is why it stayed alive.
When you say I was being a woman in the worst ways during the blocking or afterwards?
Just in general, changing your mind, going back and forth on things, being emotional.
Yeah. During the pregnancy, I would say my indecisiveness was crazy. Yes. Before that, I would say it wasn't bad. If I am going to defend myself, everything with the indecisiveness regarding the pregnancy and him blocking me after that, yes. But before that, I think the blocking was kind of like unwarranted, to be honest. The amount of times I was blocked by ABBA.
Oh, you're saying, so you think that he really defaulted to that in terms of instead of using conflict resolution?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm pretty sure you saw the videos and the screen recordings. The screen recordings were always just like him blocking me after each conflict, and then he would unblock me, and that's just his go-to. And I would always tell him like, hey, can you unblock me? And I'm able to do that after. Yeah, he just resorts to blocking, and that's his thing. I don't know what else to say about that other than like that's what he resorts to is the blocking.
And what made you not say, you know what, you get milked, you blocked me, I'm walking away. This is the best time to go.
That's not nice. I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. And again, the relationship only lasted 5 months. So I think if it was like way more than that, then it would definitely be worse for me to stay in. But I was still just trying to vet him and see what it was like.
When you say what it was like, what do you mean by that?
Just see how the relationship would go and see if anything changes. And I was just giving it the benefit of the doubt, and I didn't want to give up. Like 3 months in, again, I ended up ending things during the pregnancy. Of course, we're probably going to talk about that. But yeah, I think, again, the relationship only had lasted 5 months. And then some like talking and closure after he had reached out to me after the pregnancy and saying he didn't want to co-parent.
Yeah. And I did recall, I think from his stream, that he stated that he wasn't ready, or maybe you said he wasn't ready. I forget, but I thought it was like he's 38 years old. And I think, frankly, if you're not ready at 38, you might never be ready.
He's 36.
36, okay, same thing.
Yeah.
36, you're damn near 40. If you're not ready at 36, you're probably not going to be ready. Do you mind if I ask what your age is?
I don't mind. I'm 33.
33, okay, very good. And so are you ready at this time to have children?
I I do, and I know that's contradicting to what happened, but I do feel like if I do, I'm gonna say like I do feel like I'm ready. Yeah, and I know
Okay,
that
very
how
good.
that looks. Yeah,
No, I think that looks fine. In as much as you have people in the chat saying wild things, but if we're being honest, a lot of people in the chat have probably done the same thing, whether directly or had a young lady do the same thing, because the rates are way too high for everyone in the chat to be innocent. And the truth is, people sometimes are not in the right circumstances, and they decide not to go through with it. Now, me personally, I'm not promoting doing that. I'm also not saying never do it. I think that I'd much rather a child come in under happy, healthy circumstances where they will have a proper father. And I think when that is not the case, I would prefer that it's terminated, because the kid and the society should get a great chance to have a good product come in and be cared for. So I think, in my opinion, though nobody wants to do what you did, I think it was the best outcome. So, I
yeah,
think the folks in the chat, all of the name calling and stuff is like that doesn't advance us at all. So please knock it off. Generalization rights. Did he tell you that he was unable to have kids?
he told me that he had a low sperm count.
I'm not gonna lie. When I heard that, I was like, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it.
But I'm only saying that now because he had also said it on the stream.
Yes.
And he also told the other girl that he got pregnant that he had a low sperm count. So I don't know if it's to just.
Now I'm wondering if he was finessing just to hit raw.
That's what her and I were talking about. I have her video up here of like, we were talking, and she saw the video and she was like, she reached out to me and she felt bad because she said that she experienced the same things. And she emailed Abba. She had to email him because Abba blocked her. And
oh, wow. This man has a pattern. He has a system he's running you through.
Yeah. And she was like, I can't believe like you're saying these things about her. Some things are true. I definitely am not innocent here. And I'm not trying to, I know I'm not innocent here. But she was like, she saw a lot of the same things that I was saying. And then he reached out to her while we were talking, and she ended up having a phone call with him. And she's like, what the heck? Like, you were talking to her while you were talking to me. You said that she was this big cheater for making this Instagram, which we probably will talk about. But Abba really was like, you're such a slut, a whore. You're a Jezebel. You're so pathetic. Grow the fuck up.
Wow.
And it turns out
he was telling that to you.
Yeah, that was the catalyst of why I decided to come out with anything in the first place, was my last interaction with him. And I was never going to say anything, but after, like, I tried so hard to end things right and end things peacefully, despite all the problems that we had. And it did take a lot emotionally because I just truly wanted him to be good. And I know that he wanted me to be good too, but because of his personality, he is the kind of person that needs to leave things on bad terms, because I think it's easier that way for some people to like hate the person. And that's not the case with him. So I just wanted to end things right, despite how, on my end, this is what I experienced, is that I did feel like I endured a lot with him. And I don't know if you saw the leaked phone call. Did you?
I don't think so.
Um,
No.
there's a leaked phone call. I think you might be interested to watch that. He's yelling
Okay.
at me. The rage he has in that phone call was what I dealt with, and one of the reasons why I decided to separate and like co-parent. And if you saw that video, I can talk about it and describe it as much as I can, but if you saw that video, I
Is that
think
on
you could.
is that on your channel or his channel?
It's on. I think it's on my channel, but I
Okay.
guess we can
If you
pull it
want me
up
to
if
pull it
you.
up, yeah, I'll be happy to pull it up. What's your name on YouTube?
Um, my name on YouTube is Libby.Callian.
Oh, no, see, it
And
came right up actually.
I do have like a preface, and a lot of people are saying I pushed him to that point, and I yeah, a lot of people are saying like I pushed him to that point. But if you remove that context, just try to understand that this was the reaction I would get from him all the time. So this isn't just like a one off for him. This is the
Ah,
reaction.
okay.
Yeah,
This is
it's a
everyday Abba.
pretty, it's a pretty long one. If you go to Stevie Knight's, it's up to you. This is pretty long.
Okay.
Stevie Knight kind of clips it shorter.
Okay, so just pull up his channel. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
And I have proof of pregnancy if anyone wants to see that. I know that people keep asking about that. And um,
Stevie Knight. Ooh, that's not it. Okay.
oh, and for everyone in the comments saying that I'm going to make money off of this, I'm not going to make any money off of this stuff.
Do you see the thumbnail here? I don't know how.
I think if you click, you clicked on videos.
Yeah, is it live
Oh,
stream?
I'm sorry. If you go into night, so delete Stevie Knight. Yeah, Night Talk.
Okay.
It's Night Talk. He has two channels.
Night Talk. Okay. This one right here?
That's the channel. Go to videos. I'm sure it's the last one he's posted. He actually asked me for the video. He reached out and.
Okay, so I'm just gonna click this one. I'm guessing this is the one you're
You
talking
always ignore when I tell you I don't want to talk to you, and then you just keep reaching out to
Because
me.
I'm pregnant and we need to figure this out. I'm pregnant and we need to figure it out.
Pregnant, whatever. I don't care. That's your problem. That's your responsibility now. What are you doing?
about. That's one thing I will say is that kind of his fans, when he's engaging in this way and like ridiculing people in his reaction videos, I don't think they realize that that's a personality trait that maybe is manifesting in everyday life. So yeah, I think that was a little tough. Now I'm not saying he's a bad guy, but that was a little tough. May God never have any of us in this situation. Good Lord.
Baby, I don't care. I will not let you hang over that shit over my head. I want you gone. Even if it means I don't get to be in my child's life, it's a great thing because it means you're gone. You're horrible. So I just want you.
Why am I horrible? I need to know.
Please just text me about this shit.
I need to know, how have I been so horrible to you? You wanted to marry me. You got
Hey, yo, I'm not gonna lie. It's funny the photo you have on his contact. He's making that face while saying the most ruthless stuff.
That's what everyone was saying. Like he's that's what everyone was saying in the comments.
me a promise ring. You wanted to move me out there. You
Oh,
wanted me to get
wow.
a visa. This was
Can I say something really
Wow.
And so all of a sudden, I'm
Wow. Wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. He got you a promise ring?
Yeah. Can I say something really quick? So in the phone
Sure.
call, he keeps on saying that I'm harassing him and I'm like a parasite and that I won't leave him alone. This is a day after we had broken up. And when I tell you, when Abba gets upset, he will exaggerate what's going on as like a way to provoke you. So you're hearing that a lot. And so you're hearing him saying like, I'm harassing you, you're like, I just want to get rid of you and stuff like that. But this was a night after, and he's talking about me contacting. Oh, I didn't contact Preach at this time. This is me doing calling him through like the four phone numbers, trying to get a hold of him. And again, I'm pregnant. I'm trying to get a hold of him. We haven't decided on the baby. I was acting. I was just trying to reach him. I was trying to reach him through four phone numbers, which was like my friend. I told my friend to reach out and my cousin to reach out.
Wow. And because of the, as you said, the extreme nature of some of the things he's saying, it is hard to contextualize it unless you tell us like, yo, this yesterday, bro gave me a promise ring. Today he gave me a FU. So you're right. It is kind of hard to assess what's going on temporally. So I appreciate that. May I also acknowledge Uncle writes, so we can conclude that Anna lives like a millionaire slob if she keeps a clean house, and that, oh, he's talking about Abba, okay. And that was
Abba's not a
slob.
Okay. Yeah, Abba's not a slob. I want to say that.
Dr. Lee writes, peace of the saints. I know when a man has low T as well, bruh, I'm trying to tell you, man. Shout out to Francis writes, her face is super lean. Are you using things like Ozempic, Rita, okay, or is this a result of Botox or buccal fat removal? I'd love to know.
No, I just work out and I try to eat healthy, and I think that's helps me.
What's your height?
I'm 5'2".
Look at you, that's cute. All right. Generali writes, if you convinced him to end it, and it's your body, your choice, how can you think of the child as his baby if at any moment you can decide to end it? It's a philosophical question.
If you convince him to have the abortion and it's your body, your choice, how can he think of the child as a baby if at any moment you can decide to have an abortion? I don't really know how to answer that question other than kind of
I don't either.
Yeah, other than going to the beginning of when I got pregnant and I found out I was pregnant. I was still having doubts about Abba at that time. Again, it's 4 months, still vetting him, seeing these things that I kind of talked to you about earlier. I'm still thinking, I want the baby. He wants the baby. Let's give it a chance. Over time, I see the bigger things happen, and I'm like still conflicted. I'm still wanting to kind of vet this guy, but now I have the baby, and I'm like, okay, my mind just kind of went to abortion, even if that's not what I wanted, because I was confused, and that's all I'm going to say. I was confused. But again, I was so confused, and I know that I wanted it, that I had canceled the many appointments that I had. And so you can kind of see how conflicted I was there. So I think the question is like, how can I expect him to step up?
I think that's a good answer.
Okay. Yeah. I think they're
Let
also
me ask you this. Oh, go ahead. Please. I don't want to cut you out. My apologies. Go ahead.
Oh, no, that's okay. I think what he was asking is like, how come I can make that decision and then expect Abba to be the father if I choose it? I don't know. I think my back and forth was super frustrating, but I think ethically you would still want to be in that baby's life, even if the relationship doesn't work. So that's what I thought.
Would there be any circumstance under which you would have a child but not pursue the man for child support if he doesn't want to be in the child's life?
When I heard that phone call, I said I still wanted to keep the baby. After the phone call was like my last, after the phone call, I reached out to Preach 3 days later. After Preach, I never reached out to Abba again because I'm like, okay, he doesn't want anything to do with this. I never, ever thought about going to him for child support. It was kind of like, okay, like you really don't want the baby anymore that bad because I decided to co-parent. And the way he was talking to me, if you listen to the whole phone call, it's kind of really brutal. I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to do this. I'm not gonna ask you for anything.
Okay,
and the
so
money,
no money, no help, no nothing.
Yeah, and the money thing, a lot of people keep talking about. In the phone call, it says that I gave him $2,000 earlier, just to thank him because he was flying me out. He was paying for all the flights. In his stream, he also said that he believed it was never a money thing. And when we broke up and I thought I was never going to hear from him again, I sent him another $2,000 just to say thank you. And at the time, I had extra money and I was like, I'm not going to talk to this guy anymore. We left peacefully. It was really hard to get there. I'm just going to say this as my last thank you. So it was never about money. He confirmed that. And I even have the proof of me sending him that money. If I think that's silly to do, but I did even thank him and send him money at the end of the relationship.
That's how I would like more of my breakups to go. I don't have many, but that would be a better send off. I don't think he was unworthy. You only need to pay a P. Shout out to Kene. He writes, what kinds of cultures and communities did she grow up around in Orange County and Northern California?
What was the question?
What kind of communities did you grow up around in California?
Oh, I grew up in Orange County, and then I moved to the Bay Area 3 years, for 3 years, and now I'm back in Southern California.
Okay. And what's the community like that you were in Orange County? I'm assuming this is middle
Oh,
class
I
or better
was
white folks?
no, I wasn't in the nicer part of Orange County, I'd say. I'm in Anaheim, which
By
isn't like
Disneyland.
yeah, by Disneyland. Disneyland area is nice. Anaheim, the surrounding Anaheim area is like it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Diverse. Probably a lot of Latinos out there as well.
Oh, for sure, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. Welcome to Cali. Xavier writes via Venmo. He writes, what is her goal? Why did she make this public instead of keeping it private?
Yeah, that's everyone's number one question. There was a catalyst to coming out with all of this, and it was my last interaction with Abba. And it was about the Instagram. And I know that seems small. I don't know how much you know about the Instagram, so let me know if you have questions. But after trying to leave the relationship as peacefully as I could, and I think that's how I am. I'm just like agreeable. I want the peace. I just want things to end well. And I fought hard for that. 3 weeks after we stopped talking, once again, he bombards my phone with so many comments calling me a whore, calling me a slut, telling me all these really mean things, mocking me, ridiculing for the new Instagram that I made. And
So this is
I can
after
get
you
into that.
stopped reaching out to him.
Yeah, we had completely stopped anything. So after we said our goodbyes, and then I gave
No
him
way.
the money, I was like, I'm never going to talk to him again. And the reason he sends me this, and the messages are pretty harsh too. Again, he's like, you're such a cheating whore. Like, go ahead and keep whoring yourself off. I have all of these screenshots if needed. It hurt me so bad because I didn't feel like I did anything wrong, but that was the theme of the relationship, was him overwhelmingly responding to me in this way. You'll see it in the phone call if you watch it. I was always being treated like that. And honestly, I just took it. I was being agreeable. I was kind of being a little bitch, and I always just accepted it. I said I apologized when I feel like I didn't really do anything wrong. But do you want to know about the Instagram and context about that, or do you have questions before I keep going?
Let's take a look at the Instagram. Is it still up?
Yes.
Okay. What are you called on that Instagram channel?
It is li dot qa. No, I'm sorry. It's li dot CALIAN.
CALIAN.
Mm-hmm.
LI.CALIAN.
Yes.
It's not coming up for me.
Let me check for you. Should be that. li.CALIAN.
It's not hitting. Let's see.
Maybe I can send you a link.
Yeah, maybe a link might be helpful because that's not hitting right now. While you're pulling that up,
It's not pulling up. Okay.
shout to Action writes, the short version don't give you full context. And remember, there are two sides to a story. Her word is not gospel. Jazzy writes, share that pregnancy test.
Okay. I think to the first question, Abba said his side, and I don't think I've been able to share my side at all. And I guess that's kind of what I'm doing here. Lee Callahan, do you see that? That's what you've been typing in?
Let me see. Did you? Let's see.
Shit,
No.
I'm blocking you. You can't see that?
No, let's see. I'm going to pop that in right now. Okay. Okay, so here we are. We got 23 posts. We'll scroll down to the bottom, start from the beginning. So if that, what is this? You shooting bow and arrow over here?
Yeah, so can I give you context on the reason why I started this?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so Abba met me through the Instagram your people had contacted me from, which was very family oriented, simple. I'm not really interested in posting anything. After the abortion, I have no friends in the Bay Area. I have nothing to do in the Bay Area. I have no friends or family. After the abortion, I was really in a dark place, obviously. And I was like, I needed something to distract my time. And, you know, people go to drugs or like sleep with other people. I was just like, let me make this Instagram. And if you look at the first post is January 31st. I had the termination January like 23 or 22nd. And so I was like, I'm just going to go into like seeing what I can do with Instagram. And I wanted it to be gym stuff. And I wanted it to be, gym stuff. And I wanted it to be like archery stuff. So that was like my niche. And I was trying to see what I can do with it. It was just going to kind of be like a hobby for me. Are you listening? Or
yeah, you said you wanted to be gym stuff and you were looking for a niche?
Yeah, so it was gym and archery. That was like my niche. And it actually gained a lot of traction within the first month. I started this January 31st. There's a good amount of followers, and I didn't expect that. Abba told the audience that I never told him about this, but that's like work stuff. Abba told the audience that I never told him.
We're listening to you.
No, it's just hard to see myself. I'm like getting distracted, but you can. Yeah. So I told Abba that I was starting this, but I didn't want to share it with anybody yet because I was just like, I don't know how it's going to go. But Abba made it seem like I was hiding it from him specifically. That was another narrative he tried to paint. I was just blocking it from everybody. He ended up finding out he found the page after we broke up. And he bombarded me.
Your audio is getting really bad. Your audio is getting like really.
Can you hear
Talk to me? It's very distorted.
Test.
We hear you, but it's very distorted.
Test. Hello.
Now it's good. Now you're good.
Okay. I think I have to keep working on that or keep restarting it. Abba saw the Instagram 3 weeks after we had officially broke off and everything. And I don't think the posts are that bad. I know that one of the things I keep saying is like, I know I'm like flirting with the camera a little bit. I know that like, you know, I'm playing the game of like, I did try to keep it wholesome to a point. But you do see me in my gym stuff and everything like that. But he said that it was the most slutty thing he's ever seen. He said it's OnlyFans content. He said that I was a liar the entire relationship. And I think and I understand that it was like 3 weeks after the breakup. But again, I felt like I didn't deserve that. And I was trying to explain it. I was even saying sorry for it, but I was like, I don't think I have anything to say sorry for. And one of the other things that he said was like, why am I commenting on all the comments? So if you look at the comments, it's just hearts on like 100 comments, or like very simple emojis. And the reason why I did that was because I asked ChatGPT, like, what's a way to engage with your content? And they're saying, just respond to it, just like it, just put a heart on every comment. And so that's what I did. And I even showed a screenshot to Abba saying, like, this is what I'm doing. I'm not trying to flirt with these men. I would be flirting with these men if it was just like one particular person, but I'm just engaging with the comments to push it into the algorithm. Or like simple answers like that. Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry. How did he find this account?
I guess it just pulled up. Oh, can I say something?
Yeah,
He
sure.
was calling me all of these things while I found out he was actually cheating on me this entire time. And he flamed me. He flamed me on his stream. And I found out that he was literally physically sleeping with a girl during this time. And he blows up my entire phone saying, you were a cheater for making this, you're a liar, you're a whore, you're a slut. I never believed you, and all that stuff. And yeah, I found out that he was cheating on me the whole time.
It's not surprising. I talk about this all the time. You see, there's the beta male, and then there's the real man. The beta male wants to do what a real man can do, but he has to lie. So he's lying about it the whole time. Beta males are very emotional. So he wanted to have 2 women, but he didn't have the guts to tell you, hey, I would like to have 2 women. So he hid it and lied about it. The crazy thing, though, is that he cussed you out for putting up photos while he's going in 2 women raw at the same time. And he's apparently not serious about either of you. So he made both of you guys get rid of the kid?
She had a similar story in the past about getting her pregnant and him blocking her, and then she ended up having to get the abortion. They later reconnected, but they reconnected because Abba was saying like him and I had broken up. But in his stream, he was saying like we were together at the time, and he's saying that I hid the Instagram. I never hid it from him. I guess I hid it from everybody. So I guess technically I did hide it from him too, but I did tell him it was like going to be archery and gym stuff. And then I'm so sorry. I kind of lost track a little bit, but I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Can you repeat? Were you tracking? I totally forgot where we were.
Yeah. You answered my question. My question was, or my statement was that he was trying to stop you from having an Instagram while he was actually having intercourse with both women. I asked, did he also get her pregnant? You said yes. There was a time that she has a similar story from her past that she did end up pregnant with Abba.
Oh yeah, and then she started talking to him. And then she was talking to him while he was still talking to me. And Abba's whole point was like, you made this Instagram, you're responding hearts, trying to get attention from all these guys. But then, yeah, he was cheating, literally cheating on me. People can say I was doing like all the hearts and like responding to hearts as like attention. Honestly, again, after the abortion, I was like, I'm just going to make this a thing that I'm going to work on, and I'm going to play the game. ChatGPT said, respond to all the comments. I'm responding to all the comments. And that's what I was doing, honestly.
I'm going to tell you this. I don't blame you for doing what you did as Abba's girl, because Abba's program is I'm liberal, men and women are equal, women are liberated, women can do what they choose. I'm not a patriarch. Women have freedom, they have agency, show them respect, let them operate. Yeah. That's what he says. That's why I don't really mess with what he's saying. So under his program, I think you were doing fine.
Yeah, and I think also what he saw too was like we broke up and he saw me act like a little bit out of character. So if you see the original Instagram, it's just literally me and my family. And so when I started this, I was like, I'm gonna do more gym stuff and like do the more archery stuff. And so it got a lot of traction really quick. And I think when he saw that after we broke up, it was like, oh, now I'm in his lane. And he thought I was like the girl he remembered. And I think that kind of triggered something in him. I don't care. He should have never talked to me like that. And again, there was a lot in the more in the thread, but also he was freaking cheating on me the entire time. So it's crazy how he still was like, "You're a cheater. I'll never talk to you again." Um, yeah. So honestly, finding that out yesterday really hurt me. So, but it is what it is. I mean, I came out with this, but again, I came out with this because I took so much of this kind of treatment, what I'm explaining, and I just like shut my mouth. I just accepted it. Um, I was agreeable a lot. And then I'm like, after trying to make things work out and end well, you circle back and treat me the exact same way and you preach all of these things online. I was like, I don't care if I get a W from this. Honestly, it's if people can see things a little bit clearer about this experience that I have about this particular person, I'm okay with that. And I know it's looking skeptical, but I felt like I had to tell the truth when I feel like there's definitely it's very duplicitous of him to preach all of these things. And what I experienced was actually pretty messed up. And I was going to leave everything alone. But that last interaction, I was like, this is fucked up.
Listen to me. I'm going to go ahead and sign off on that one. So fundamentally, he says he believes in equality. And if he did, when he was cheating on you, he should be fine with you having another dude, or at the very least, having an Instagram where you're in spandex and shooting bow and arrow, right?
Yeah. But that's not the only reason why. It was just like the entire relationship. It was just like me trying to accept this and me like, it was just a lot of this treatment all the time. And I was always apologizing for things that he said I would do wrong. And honestly, I feel like I realized how agreeable I was in the relationship. And that's something on my part that I realized I need to work on. And then I finally stood up for myself. And when I was standing up for myself in that text, he was like, no, you're still a slut and you're still a whore. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to think about this. Yeah. And I was like, I'm going to think about this for a little bit. And I feel like in my heart, I couldn't walk away not saying anything. And whether it was my job to put out to the public, maybe not. But I felt like I had a truth to tell, and I felt like it deserved to be spoken about.
Crazy. I think it's crazy because he plays the nice guy role online, but he seems like he doesn't live it out. And I think that's disgusting. But I tell you, beta males are fundamentally liars. Action writes, ma'am, earlier in this live, you said you're not innocent in this situation. So what specifically did you do wrong in the relationship?
I think having unprotected sex with someone I barely knew was a mistake. I think that was also my fault. Like of course, getting pregnant was definitely on my side too. I think me going back and forth in the pregnancy was back and forth about the termination was hard on him. Again, it was hard on me too. Maybe making a quicker decision probably wouldn't have put him in that distress. The only thing I can say about that is that I was genuinely going through like all these debilitating choices, and putting him through that, I absolutely see the frustration. If you're asking like what I did wrong in the relationship, like my behavior, he says that I played victim a lot. I I feel like there can be truth to that, but also I feel like with ABBA, everything is playing victim. So I think even me expressing my emotions is playing victim. So maybe I was playing victim, and I can say like there are times I probably played victim, but I don't think I was doing it all the time. even like I said, even sharing emotions was like me playing victim.
Have you dated any bisexual men in the past?
No, he's not. Do you think is that what your idea of him is?
I mean, in my culture, he's almost gay.
What's the culture? Just black?
Sassing culture. Sassing culture. SASN,
Oh,
sassing culture. Log in, boss up.
oh, okay.
Um,
You know, what attracted me to ABBA, because I am very attracted to like the masculine man. I liked ABBA a lot because when it came to like, he does have a lot of liberal views, but when it came to the home, he was very conservative, and I thought that was like really interesting. Um, so that was like kind of the appeal, like the contrast. I was like, oh, this is interesting. I've never been in a relationship like this, and that was like one of the reasons why I liked him. But I can see what um, uh, I know that he gets that. I know that he's called that a lot, but I don't. I didn't feel like that with him, like the bisexual thing. There was enough masculinity in him for me to to stay interested in him for that long.
Ma'am, you are a tweaker, ma'am. This man is one of the, and I like, I don't, I don't expect people to love boxing or to be like me, but this is one of the least masculine black males you're going to observe anywhere. He has not a muscle in sight. He wears the most. The nigga has a chain with a ring on it, where strange wrist wear, and he has like hippie black guy vibes, and I love it, and I love that for him. But there's nothing even minimally masculine about the way he comes off. And you said you watched him on Abba and Preach. Like, if you watch the show, like, he doesn't come off that way, and he also doesn't come off like he's trying to be anything. He comes off effortless. He's in a state of relaxation. He is what he is, but I just find it to be really bizarre, especially if you grew up in Orange County. You grew up in Killer Cali. You've seen some real men before. You've seen the masculinity that is typical of the black male. Bro is devoid of all masculinity. Like, even in the comments, as you were saying that, people were like, he's feminine as hell. It's like, you're a tweaker, ma'am.
That's funny. I was attracted to ABBA. Okay. My taste, normally very masculine men, maybe even like hyper masculine a little bit.
What are you talking about? Like, because he's so far off. What are you talking about?
What attracted me to ABBA was truly his virtues and the morals that he always talked about on stream, and how he seemed like he was, honestly, he would say a lot of things that were great. And I was like, oh, there is something very interesting about this guy. I like the things he said, especially because it was from the heart. Like, it seemed like he had a good heart. And that's what made me attracted to him. And so when I met him, and that's what really kept me there until I started to realize that it wasn't like that.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. I truly believe that you don't like masculine men. I also believe that you don't know what a masculine man is. And I preface that on the basic of, he is so antithetical to just the most fundamental and typical traits we associate with masculinity. Like, the idea, now it's one thing not to lift. I do boxing training a lot. I don't lift as much as maybe many guys who think that they're alpha males, but I'm fighting regularly. So maybe you don't lift, maybe you fight. But when you say salsa dancing is the nigga's workout, I'm like, oh, hell nah. Hell nah. If this boy ain't Puerto Rican and salsa dancing is his form of workout, like, come on, sis.
Yeah.
Like, we're tripping right now.
Maybe I don't know. I'm just going to say, maybe I don't know. But ABBA's an eccentric guy, and he's interesting. And that was a part of the charm, despite him not being, despite what people say about him not being masculine or anything. But he is a very interesting person. And I found that intriguing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's what I have to say about my attraction to him. And that's me being honest.
Yeah, and that's justified. I want everyone to know I'm not saying that you're not allowed to find him attractive. I think there's something for everybody. But I just want to clarify for the planet Earth, like that's not like, bro, it's not masculine. And I like salsa dancing too. I've salsa danced for years. My first boxing coach was a salsa dancing champion. But another thing I would ask you is, because I like to tear away the layers, right? Sometimes a woman's not there as a gold digger. She's not there for the money, but if I'm just assuming, I don't know, but he strikes me as like he wasn't like the cool kid in high school or college or elementary school or middle school. And so it's like, if he wasn't a lame with money or a lame with fame, would you have messed with him? Like, try to think through it though. Like, nobody knows who he is. You didn't find him on YouTube. You saw him on Instagram, but as he actually is, without all the following and comments.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with them. I think it's clear the whole status thing is a thing. Okay. I've watched his channel maybe 6 years, like since the pandemic. I saw him and like I was like, okay, I'm not even thinking about attraction. It took me the 6th year to be like, oh, like I like what this guy is talking about. So if I was to meet this guy in person, probably not, because it would take me a really long time to find that stuff out about him. And then find out like, okay, like I think, he has a good heart and everything like that. But I was able to find Abba because of his platform. I don't know if that makes sense. So could you say like him being a YouTuber or like a content creator was like a reason why? If I'm not, I think it would be stupid to say that where he is positionally is definitely like was a factor in there. Yeah. If I'm just being honest.
Hell, I mean, I feel like we all could see that. I mean, that had to be the way it was. Shout out to Intuition writes, Saint, if you have popcorn, it would make great visuals for the clips on this. I don't eat popcorn, actually. Shout out to Generali writes, how was it hidden, yet men could post on it? Yeah, I agree. It wasn't hidden. It was, he didn't know about it. Shout out to Life writes, Father Burden, Peace King, honors to you, Big G. I appreciate it. King writes, hit the like button and the super chat when you can. Absolutely, hit the like button. And, I respect the fact that you're willing to put yourself out and deal with the opinions of the public. Elevate writes, yes, sir, I was able to purchase a house for myself and my parents for a great price and secured a temporary job. Damn, that's really good. Before I find a business venture that I can pursue. Plus, Dearborn is where most of the family is. Okay, yeah, alhamdulillah, it's very righteous land over there. What were you saying?
Am I able to show something on my screen on my side?
Yeah, there should be a, and I'm going to release the screen share. At the bottom, do you see a computer with a plus symbol within it?
Yes. Okay. Share screen. Everyone's going to talk about my screen of receipts. I get it. I wasn't trying to hide anything. I know people were going to say stuff about that. Okay. I guess you can care. Okay. Okay. So do you guys see this? Are you able to see what I'm pulling up?
There it is right there.
Okay. This was a question for a lot of people. And before getting into this, I didn't know what I was doing. And people in my circle knew my treatment, how my treatment was from ABBA. And they were like, expose the guy, right? So I'm like, I'm not going to totally listen to them. I'm going to reach out to just a few content creators and ask what their opinion is. Everyone in the comments are saying that I was paying off other content creators to spread this narrative. This is the exact same message I sent to all of the content creators, which were only like 3. And I would like to share this because everyone's saying, I don't know, tell me what you think. And it was genuinely to just get an opinion. So it said, not sure what happened, but you didn't see what you said. Oh, because I had deleted it because honestly, I was going back and forth on whether or not I even wanted to talk about this. Hey, sorry, I deleted because I keep going back and forth on how much I wanted to share. I did want to compensate you for your time if you helped me. I probably need like 1.5 hours of your time. I said something lower earlier, but I really need a thoughtful response, and I feel that's worth more. Would 300 be good for 2 hours of your time? Just to review some things. I'm unsure if I want to go out with this publicly, and with what the experience I had with Abba. I was Abba's ex-girlfriend from Abba and Preach. Question, why come to me? I'm subscribed to your channel, and I've seen you cover their stuff. I need someone who knows Abba's personality. Oh, and I'm not asking you to post this or advocate for me. I just need an opinion. He says, send what you have. I sent him. And then he basically tells me no. And I talked to other people, and this is just him saying, no, I don't think you should do it. And I said, hey, thanks for watching. I didn't expect you to talk about this for content, because he's saying like, I don't feel comfortable doing it. And I said, I wouldn't ask that. I reached out to you initially for an opinion, which you gave me, so thanks. I came in knowing people are going to wonder who I am and what Abba's side is. I thought about everything you mentioned before even thinking about sharing all this. And I wouldn't go out with these if I knew Abba would have anything to refute. I understand that what you're saying, though. There's a third short video regarding the cheating statement, which is the Instagram cheating statement that would come full circle. We had broken it off completely. I waited until my emotions settled. I'm grieving the abortion, but I'm not hurt about the breakup. I was hurt about his last interaction with me, but I will take everything you said into consideration. Thanks. I hear you, but tread lightly. I wish you nothing but the best. This is the message I sent to the creators, and everyone was saying like I was trying to pay them off to paint this narrative of Abba. And Watts specifically was talking a lot about me and saying like I tried to pay him off, and it was just an echo chamber of like people seeing one comment and then being like, she tried to reach out to 1 million content creators and pay them off. This was what I reached out with, and I don't know what you think about it. Oh, I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. My schedule's been really busy today, so I didn't get a chance to have breakfast.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I'll give you my honest, raw thoughts. Just based on what I read, if I were in that gentleman's position, I'm not familiar with who that is or what kind of content he does, but I would be thinking, okay, well, let me look at her following. Okay, if she doesn't have a significant following and she says that she was involved with this person who does, and she's telling me some things that are fairly serious and sincere, I would think that you're planning to go public with the information, but you maybe don't understand the best methodology to do it because you're not in the entertainment, online, social media influencer space. So I would think you're trying to either pay me to help you do it or to counsel you or to put it out for you, one of those 3. And it sounds like you tried to clarify that you didn't want him to put it out, but you're maybe asking if you should do it, and if so, what's the best way, since this person theoretically has some knowledge and skills in it.
Yeah. I feel like that's what I was doing. I felt like I had reached out to people in this orbit, and I wanted to know what they thought about this. And I got 50-50, like I got yeses from my family, and then I got some people didn't answer, but then I got some no's. And then again, for me, I was just like, I'm going to just talk about the story. I just ended up going
One
with
sec,
it.
love. When you say you got yeses from your family, tell me about that. Who'd you ask in your family? What did they say? What was your family's feedback on this?
I would say probably not my family. It was like more of my friends who had seen what happened and were there for me during the abortion time of like me being left in the dark for those 3 weeks, and like the emotional toll it took on me, and the times I would talk about like when he would treat me a certain way. And then they also know who Abba is,
And so they're like, wait a minute, this guy's like, my friend's going through something and it's like so opposite. And so they're like, they did just say like, maybe do it.
And so let's rewind a little bit because I think this is really fascinating. When you first started dealing with Abba, and I don't know if it's Abba or Abba, so he'll have to forgive me for that one.
I think it's Abba.
But
I
it's
also
what?
think he doesn't mind. I don't think he minds, but Abba.
Abba, okay.
Yeah.
So when you first started dealing with Abba, and you told your friends like, "Hey, I'm that one natural brother, East African brother. I'm dating him." What was their reaction to that? What were they saying? How did they react the first time?
They were saying, they were saying, um, they were saying, really, I can see it like that. I told them what I thought he was and all the good things about him. And so they're like, okay, like, do your thing. But they were like,
Okay.
he's not anyone that had dated before.
Your audio's going bad again. I'm gonna give you a little bit of time to get that together.
Hello?
Okay. Talk again.
Test.
Yeah, you're back now. I don't know what's going. I don't know if you're in a submarine or something, but it's back.
Sorry, I think it's also the Wi-Fi here. It's not very good.
At all. At all. Now, were they excited? Like, oh yeah, that guy's a big deal. He's famous. He's rich. What was
No,
their
they didn't know
feedback on
who
that
he
side?
was. They didn't know who he was.
Oh,
I didn't even think ABBA, like, I know ABBA had a platform, but I don't think I would, like, I liked the level of his platform because it wasn't like extreme and it was like a good amount. And I liked that some people didn't know who he was. And then I liked that some people did know who he was. So yeah, most of my family and my friends didn't know who he was.
okay, fair enough. But I trust that when you're walking through California, say you go out for a day, maybe at least 6 people would recognize when you guys are out.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, so I'm assuming when you go out in California, at least 6 people would recognize him when you guys are going out, on a date or do your affairs.
He got recognized one time when we were here, and of course in Montreal he would get recognized more because that's like his hometown.
Damn, he got recognized one time in Cali. That's shout out to my Cali's, but that's surprising. I don't know how this stuff works.
Yeah, we would just like go to restaurants or something, and probably people did recognize him and they didn't say anything.
Okay, interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, and I just think that's always a fascinating insight for people to have because I don't know what he's at on YouTube, but I know he has to be well over 1 million, maybe over 2 million. I'm sure people in the chat know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would think that he would get recognized at least 5 times more than I do, and I would think that would be kind of exciting for someone like you to observe that hey, this guy matters in the world. But maybe his content is different than mine because his content is more so like reaction, like pure entertainment. So maybe people don't feel like they know him as well to say hi or to approach him. But that's really interesting, fascinating stuff. Okay, cool. So your friends and family actually were not familiar with him as a figure. And so I know they're like, oh, well, let me see him. And they're like, okay, hey, this is his IG. And so when they looked at him, and I don't think Abba's a bad looking guy, East African gentleman, a lot of those folks, good looking folks. So what was their take on his look, his aesthetic and all that? Because we know this is, women are really going to tell you.
Yeah. They thought that I have dated better looking men. That didn't matter to me. That's what they said.
Fair enough.
But I think
they were keeping it a bean.
I thought he was handsome when I was dating him. Like I was looking at him and like everything that I knew about him at the time, like in the beginning, I did really like him, and I didn't see what everyone else was seeing. Like, I guess I did like him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you were the one in the game and they were looking at the game. It's kind of like a boxing. You know, you have a cut man and a trainer and they're telling you what to do while you're in the game because even though you're in it, they can still see it more accurately. They get a fuller picture. So, no, I totally get that. And that's why it's important to have friends and family around you to give you feedback. Okay, very cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you want to take us more through this one?
Oh, no, I just honestly wanted to know what your opinion was on this because Watts is in the comments now. And he's just like, the fact that you're even on here is crazy. And I'm like, what? I don't know what his beef is with me so much, but
You're saying Watts is in the live chat?
yeah. And he's just like, the fact that
I'm
you're
not
even
familiar.
on here.
Well,
He's a smaller, go
he's a
ahead.
YouTuber.
He's a YouTuber, yeah. He's a smaller content creator. I did think his stuff is pretty cool. I know that he commented or he did reaction channels to Abba and Preach, and that's exactly why I reached out. It's like he knows who Abba is. I'm not going to go up to a content creator and show them this and then be like, oh yeah, you know, like it doesn't make sense to go to someone that doesn't know Abba. But there were a few things that there were a few things in the stream that Abba said a lot about me, and I feel like I do want to defend myself in those things.
Yeah, sure.
But I didn't know if you wanted to like ask me more questions or if I should go through that.
Let me see what the audience has to ask you, and then we'll go on to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me acknowledge. Uncle writes, just choose up with the saint. You know, a pea could use a chop. That's good with a walk. Yiddig. Peace of the saints. I also acknowledge Jabrizi writes, simping ain't easy, apparently. Liberal game is different. Shooting blanks. He cheated. A liberal who believes in 304 photos. I need to try this and see if it works. And did she say masculine? I'm on the floor. Gentleman writes, you've spent... Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say there are masculine parts about Abba, and I was attracted to that. So, but I get it. I understand what everyone says. But go ahead.
Yeah, you tweeted.
I know you're laughing.
Yeah, you tweeted. Gentlemen, and honestly, you know what? I really, yeah, we might have to get you out to Miami so you can really see what it is. We might have to have you pull up. It might need to happen. Jay Hart writes, you've spent the last few weeks playing victim. You've spent this whole live proving his point. She's a liar using I'm just a girl as a shield. But this man is not happy, this fella.
Yeah.
Huff writes, please ask about the other pregnant girlfriend. I guess he wants to hear more about that.
Yeah. I'm honestly going to hold off on that a little bit. But I shared what I shared about that. And she saw the YouTube video. She was like, what the hell? She went through the same thing I did. Abba had her blocked. She emailed him. She contacted me. He called her during our conversation, and he was like, no, you don't understand the story. And she was like, but you called her a hoe for having this Instagram and you were sleeping with me. And she was like, I feel bad for her. Like she was trying to help me out. I'm not even going to get into that part, but yeah. And so now I feel like I'm not completely crazy, and hopefully that can be a part of, you know, what the truth is.
Do you mind, what is her ethnicity and age, if you know?
She is 27, and I think she's Swedish. She's from Sweden.
Oh, she lives in Sweden.
Yeah, she would fly out and everything.
Ah, this man's doing a lot of flyouts. And he met her on Instagram as well.
I have no idea how they met. I didn't ask her that.
Okay. Seems like this young man is milking the fame quite effectively. Okay, fair enough. All right. Shout out to Life writes, peace to the mods, peace to the saints. Shout out to the first baller alert. Ballers in the building. Gentleman writes, Instismonis, please forgive me for that mispronunciation. He writes, men do not understand women. It's crazy that all these prominent men are having these public issues. She's doing what she's doing for clout, very conniving. Legion of Saints writes, oh yeah, go ahead.
Can I ask you something about that? Do you believe that too? Could it be just like all for clout, or could it be like I experienced something very significant that I felt like deserved to be talked about? and like I wanted to share my truth, or is it just like spade a spade, it's clout?
I think that is so. One, when people say clout, it has to be unpacked because they say men are chasing clout, women are chasing clout, and I think they want different things. When men are chasing clout, they want status and recognition, they want respect, they want to feel some power. When
Mm-hmm.
people say it to women, I tend to think they want validation, they want to be heard, they want to be honored. And I think what's common between both of them is that they want the money, they want the clout and the fame to convert into a dollar amount. I think that
Okay.
all women are seeking attention, and it's just at what level are you pursuing it? So, are you seeking attention and notoriety? For sure. Would I
Mhm.
Yeah, like yeah, for sure. Abba
Okay,
wouldn't have been my
then
go-to. Like I feel like you could have slid something different because that's the kind of thing. And I'm just like side note. This is like nobody asked me. This is when they make that meme like nobody colon and then like Marquett. The nigga say some ill-advised stuff. Like me personally, if I encountered you and it was time for me to beat you down and then I realized like you were with like little buddy, I'd be like, I can't even do it now because I feel like I can't even be coming in after him because bro be doing too much weird stuff, and it's like I feel like that lowers you. So I feel like you really weren't going for the gold and you hear me? Like I feel like I would
yeah.
expect, I think you could have, yeah.
So I should have done it if it was like someone with higher status or like someone more well
No, it's not
known.
even status. It's no, he has status. As I thought, I could be wrong, but I thought he has more fame and popularity than I do. That's what I thought. He certainly by far has more YouTube subscribers. I'm shadow banned on YouTube, so he for sure has status. I mean, we'd be lying if he said he didn't. And I also think he's a clever guy. I think he's humorous. I think he's talented. I think he's a funny guy. I think he's a beautiful East African brother, has a very natural look to him. I absolutely respect that. It's just that if my daughter brought him home, I'd be like, listen, you better knock it off. Like, absolutely not. It's not a W because like I'm looking at things genetically. Like that's why I asked you what your height is. Because when I look at you genetically, I'm like, Shorty has some, she looks like she has some good, like I drop a seed in you, you might make me a strong son. And that's a beautiful thing. When we're looking to procreate, we want to procreate with people who are going to enhance our genetic stock and make our lineage strong and make our name ring, make our family powerful. And when I look at Brody, I just feel like, damn, like that's gonna mess the DNA up. So that's more so what I would be concerned with. Not like necessarily you could have got someone with more status. I'll take less status if I get better genetics. Genetics are forever.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you. I hear you on that. Hold on. Sorry.
Sure. Okay, fantastic. While she is doing that, and thank you for that question, Juan. Actually, I'll just take that one real quick. Actually, I'll let her address it when she gets back. Shout out to Kenneth. He writes, what kinds of insights or actions was she looking to expect by talking to Myron, aka Abhishek Fumble? Well, she claimed in her video that she wasn't actually going to talk to him, that she was just using that to toy with Abba, which is diabolical. Shout out to Alan supporting the work using the Stripe link. We appreciate you. Shout out to Passion Guru who just started following on Twitch, twitch.tv/Marquette Devon. We appreciate you most certainly. Yes, indeed. Okay. And
Okay, I'm
then
sorry about that. I don't
Jabrizi-
know. Sorry about that. I don't know why that got me feeling a certain way.
What the question about, would you be a good wife to a good man and mother of the child?
No, you said is ABBA good, and I don't know why that triggered something in me. So sorry about that. I'm still trying to figure out why I reacted that way, but yeah, there are a few things I want to talk about his stream. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so one of the things people keep saying in first is like me being a harasser and me contacting his friends and any of his family. I promise you, he won't be able to pull up any other receipts other than the ones I have shown and the ones that he's shown with those 4 phone numbers. He's painting me this picture he's painting me as this person who is like just a stalker and harasser. He will not be able to provide anything else. The other thing he talked about was like me being suicidal. And the reason why
Hmm.
I was being suicidal is because he was breaking up with me. And he pulled up some messages on that. Um,
Mm,
Obviously, the relationship looks bad on both ends. Um,
for sure.
my Yeah. So my sister passed before meeting Abba. My sister had almost passed away, and I ended up taking 3 months off work. I had to take care of her, and there was like a lot of suffering in the family. And then I got back to work, and I met Abba. And even during that time, I started to feel like sad about life, and I think I did get into a depression of like, what's the point of all this? And that's just me being honest, because my sister had almost passed away. Like life, there's a lot of suffering. Blah blah blah. Um, Abba knew this about me, that I was like in this state of mind, the and he just made it seem like I'm just like this crazy suicidal chick. I never came close to even thinking about this, only because he tried to break up with me. The 3 times, which he would be able to pull up also, is when he would tell me, "Hey, you like fuck you, you killed our child," or "Go ahead and kill the child." And that was the only time, and he knew how much that would like hurt me if he said that. And that was the only time it took me to a point of like, oh man, like this is too much, and I did kind of spiral. Um, I know that that still doesn't make me seem, completely stable. But that's what the truth is. And Abba tried to paint it like, oh, every time I try to break up with her, she wants to leave, or like she wants to kill herself. That was farthest from the truth, or that was so far from the truth. And I have the exact thread that he pulled up, which also people are a lot of the people are um, giving me. Oh, are you guys still seeing my screen? You guys are still seeing my screen. Okay.
I have to put it on screen. So once you update it, because it looks blank right now, I'll just pop it on screen.
Okay.
But we don't
So
see anything right now.
yeah, so share screen, window. Okay. So I'm going to let me know when you see it. Yeah. So I'm going to address this comment first, which everyone is talking about, where Abba pointed out, like, I'm this crazy person for just saying, I'm going to kill the baby, LOL. So Abba just highlighted that, and she was just like, and he painted, yeah, he was saying that, like, I just said this out of nowhere. I'm going to show you
Wait,
where
scroll
that,
up to the top real quick.
oh, I'll get back.
So,
Do you want to start from the beginning, or can I get to this point
no,
first and then go
no,
back?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
go ahead.
Okay, sure. Do what you want to do. You're the blue?
I'm the blue. Yeah. So
Okay, all
Abba
right, cool.
pointed out this to everybody. I'm going to kill the baby, LOL. Okay. He just made it sound
That
like
was
that.
wild though. Like that was wild.
No,
Or am I tripping or was that wild?
there needs to be context. So
Okay, but that was wild out of context though. We're on the same page there, right?
1,000%, 1,000%.
Okay,
But
all
that's what
right.
he wanted. That's what he wanted to do.
Okay.
So I'm going back up to the chat. We get into one of our normal fights. He blocks me again. And I'm like, okay, sorry, I'll stop contacting you. Thanks for everything. Good. Do what you got to do and kill the child. And then that's when you see me like, I understand. And he's like, no wonder you're, oh. So I spiral, and it kind of gets too deep now and dramatic. And he says, yeah, so it all starts from what he says here. And then I'm going in, and then he shows like the sleeping pill stuff, which I don't actually take. I just end up falling asleep in the car. And so I end up just mocking what he's saying. So I'm saying, oh, I'm going to do what I have to do and kill the baby, right? Like, and saying what he's saying. So I'm just mocking what he's saying over and over again. But not because I'm saying it out of nowhere. It's more like, oh, I'm going to kill the baby, right? Like, because that's what you said. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? So,
I
and
do
then,
comprehend your English, yes.
sorry, do you understand like the point I'm trying to make?
Yes.
So so when I say this, it's I'm saying I'm going to kill the baby. You're right. That's what I'm doing. It's because he's saying like, go ahead, kill the baby. So to me, that was my reaction. I'm just like mocking him and saying like, oh, you're going to say I'm going to kill the baby. Okay. Like that. But when he pointed it out, he pointed this out specifically out of context. It wasn't me like being like, ha ha ha, yeah, I'm going to kill the baby. It was like me mocking him saying like, you keep saying I'm going to kill the baby. Okay. Like you're like, yeah, I
You're
think
using his language.
yeah. So that's what is happening here. Again, the whole suicide thing or the offing self. I think mental health is a real thing, and in my case, I feel like I've experienced that. But that's an example. And then, yeah, he's not going to be able to pull up any screenshot of me wanting to off myself because he broke up with me. It was always because he said something like, go ahead, kill the baby, or like afterwards, he was like, you killed the baby, remember, or fuck you, you killed our child. He would say stuff like that. I mean, I can show you another one too. That's kind of pretty messed up.
Why do you think he was saying F you, you killed our kid? Like, did he want to have the kid and raise it with you? Like,
the pattern I'm trying to show is that when Abba gets upset, he will say anything to provoke you. He will dig at your vulnerabilities. And so this is one of them. One of the other times where he's talking about like, he was like, this hasn't been her first time.
your first time with what?
Like he was saying like, this hasn't been my first time. He was saying like, she always tried to off herself when I broke up with her. And so
It's tough.
that wasn't true. The only time it ever like got there was because he would be like, go ahead, kill the baby, or like, fuck you, you killed the baby, when we would fight. So we would fight, things would escalate, and then he would say the worst things. And I'm like, dude, that's like the one thing that really wounded me, and you're going to use it in that way. Sorry, I can't find it.
Tyler writes, Abba used the lover boy method to take advantage of an older female and forced her to terminate the child. Textbook misogyny, #believe all women. Bro is definitely finessing, because just the idea that he had two women at once, it sounds like he's trying to live like bosses, but he's over here telling everybody that we need to, treat women right. He even uses the term womanizer. It sounds like he's been behaving as a womanizer, and this I don't condone. Shout out to Teddy with the baller alert. Some of our classic ballers are here. He writes, peace to the saints. Saint, there are no heroes in this story. They are both villains.
Yeah, I can see that. What the heck? Where is it?
Alejandro writes, she got pregnant by someone else, tried to pin it on Abba. This story is getting more and more diabolical second by second. Actually, it was my baby. You hear me? I was like, hey, it was really the saint and the sinner's baby. She tried to pin it on Abba.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
Okay, so I have the pregnancy test, but here's the thing. I have to reveal that tomorrow because my full name is actually very distinct. And so I have to crop out. Everyone knows me as like Libby Kellyanne, but if you were to find my full name, you would find it very easy. So it just blurs out the half part and like the half part of the like my middle name, and so I have to figure out a way to blur that. But so I can't show it right now, but I promise you it's coming. The one that I have isn't the edited, blurred out one. Does that make me look? Does that discredit me a little bit? If I don't show it right now, what are you thinking? I honestly want. Mm-hmm.
So what am I thinking? Okay, so I always try to be empathetic, which is to say, if I put myself into the other person's shoes, how do I want to feel? How do I want to look? What do I want to achieve? So if I were you, how do I want to feel in this moment? I want to feel like people are A, hearing me, and B, believing me, or at least believing that I'm serious about what I'm saying. I think you already know because you've seen a number of the comments in other people's videos before this that people are questioning your authenticity. That's something that I told you in our personal conversation. And obviously, as you noted yourself, Abba has receipts when he shows up. The audience has asked this many times, and I'm not gonna lie, I did even skip over 2 super chats where people just kept asking the same thing, just so that you're not being harassed. But if I were you and my goal was to be perceived as authentic and honest, then yeah, I'd be inclined to show it. Now, stepping outside of you, to me listening to you, I think as a woman, protecting your privacy is of paramount importance. However, with modern technology and reverse image searching of people's faces, and the fact that, like, to be honest with you, once you're on my platform, now I'm not uber famous, but a huge number of people will see you now. So even if you don't say your name, someone who knows you or went to school with you is going to, your name's out there. Like, you cannot hide now. It's a wrap. In case you thought you could hide or stay low key, nah, hell nah. Everything, it's a wrap. We know your mama name. We know what street you grew up on. We know where you went to middle school. It's a wrap, love. You're out there now. And your audio's getting bad again. I can hear the feedback.
Am I?
No, you're muted now.
Can you hear me?
Talk
Can you
to
hear me?
Yeah, we can talk.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now. Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Also, I guess he does. Abba does say my name in the Instagram. I mean, his.
Oh, your full government?
Yeah, he says my full government name, but with an accent. So I didn't think people were able to. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Probably it wasn't cool for him to do that, but the moment you show your real face see, here's the thing. When you went on your channel, maybe you do 30,000 views. Maybe no one like puts it together. By the time he's streamed your face, it's a wrap. Now you're getting your face streamed on my channel, it's a wrap. Like you will not be unknown now.
Okay.
You cannot be anonymous anymore.
Okay. All right. So I guess I'll just show it. If you're trying to convince me, you can.
No, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just giving you the logic.
Yeah.
Like, no, people don't always operate on truth. You know, you don't have to use the truth to make decisions.
Yeah. So, so this is a screen recording from my app. And so this is a screen recording from the hospital. I'm going back to the date. I'm pulling it up here. It's loading. Oh, I guess I should just play it. Right here. January 23rd, first trimester pregnancy termination.
So is this the appointment?
Nope, it's the actual procedure.
Oh, okay. See, I wasn't very clear on the dates. Okay,
yeah,
so
123.
So that's when the actual termination occurred. So you actually have been ruminating on this for a while then.
Ruminating on the pregnancy?
Just the whole situation. Like,
no.
'Cause my understanding is that you just came out public within like the last week or two, right?
Yeah, the reason why I came out public was because of the catalyst was my last interaction with Abba. And it was just like it was honestly like, I can't believe you're doing this again to me. And you saw the way that he had talked to me. He cheated on me.
It was harsh.
Yeah. And it was, if you ever listen to the phone call, that's the clearest example I can say that's how it really went down behind the scenes. And it was pretty messed up. And that was one of the reasons why I decided to end the pregnancy. When we reconnected, it was just more of this treatment. And I tried my best to just like, again, I'm agreeable, I'm apologizing, I'm doing my best. I'm not perfect, you know, I'm not trying to, but for me, what the driving factor was like, we ended things on good terms despite everything and despite both of our efforts, and then you're just going to circle back and just treat me like shit again for doing nothing wrong. Well, I don't know, people would say it's nothing wrong, but he was like saying I was hiding from him. I never hid from him. He was saying
But
like
the
I'm a whore, I'm
relationship
a
was over
slut.
at that point. It doesn't matter. The relationship was over. You could be whatever you want to be.
Yeah, and again, he just circles back and calls me the worst things again. And I'm like, this guy's just gonna, I can't walk away from this. This guy is going to just be this way with me. And I just like took it for how long it was. And I'm like, I need to speak out what I felt like I was going through. And yeah.
Understood. Kane writes, where is the proof that Abba was with another woman? Where are the screenshots? Came in by Venmo with that.
I'm not going to talk about that right now. But yeah, it'll be, I'm still trying to come up with the perfect way to present that. But you guys will see it.
Michael comes in via Venmo. He writes, catching up on some live streams I've missed and the street debate from over the weekend, paying tuition, piece of things. Appreciate you. Shout out to Michael, came in, supporting via Venmo. May I also, and shout out to the folks who actually support the work. We appreciate you. Shout out to those who hit the like button. May I acknowledge Fit Foodie writes, a masterclass of an example of what it means to be classless. This here is an example, is all the example you need. People used to have shame. They used to keep it with themselves where it belonged. They won't heal you, Libby, if in you hurtin'. Curious language used there. Person comes back. This is a Canadian. This could be Abba right here. He writes a master. Oh, they wrote it twice. I don't know what that was. Yeah, they literally wrote it twice. Okay, that's fine. Alejandro writes, it's Saints baby. I'm trying to tell you, man. Shout out to Abba for getting me through that. Tyler writes, Abba shamed her. It's her body, her choice. Abba is a control freak. She can post whatever picture she wants without being suffocated by misogyny. I hear you on that one, my boy. Shout out to Byron writes, she mentioned earlier she began to defend herself and took pride in that. Some women must understand with a real man, you'll never need to defend yourself from your protector. Peace to the saints. That is game there, though. You do need to obey, but you should not have to defend yourself from your man. That is a very good point. I do agree wholeheartedly there. Okay, I yield the floor to you.
Okay. Proof of pregnancy, we showed that. Well, I'm trying to look at stuff here. What questions did the audience have?
Yeah, folks. Yeah, send in your questions now. This is a great time. And one thing I'll tell you that I respect is that you are presenting yourself to share your perspective and answer the audience's questions better than the Donald. We can't even get our president to answer questions from the audience. But it's important because your other videos, you were just basically doing a monologue, and it's really easy to take pity on ourselves. So I think that this will definitely get you some respect. That's for damn sure. Tyler writes, she should sue Abba. He is destroying women's lives. I mean, I can definitely understand being mad or surprised in as much as, like, if someone said Marquett called a chick X, Y, and Z because she had an Instagram and she was dressed in revealing clothes, they'd be like, yeah, that makes perfect sense. He talks about this on a consistent basis. But with Abba, he's completely the opposite. So I almost feel like he went Jekyll and Hyde on you there. Nikit, is that Nikit? Yeah, Nikit Knight, maybe? Please forgive me if I mispronounce that, dear. She writes, is she planning to sue Abba? She seems calculated, even asking you if you are convincing her to show the pregnancy test.
I'm not going to sue Abba. Abba actually might sue me. And it's funny because he does this exposing or calling out other channels. Policing YouTube is his career, and he gets like sued all the time. But if he does sue me, then I guess that speaks more to his character. He laughs in his YouTube YouTube videos about like the people who are like, I got a lawsuit and stuff like that. He'll just like criticize them. And I'm like, if you criticize me, like, again, just another thing that happens that doesn't seem to match. But I also want to say he played my video. He played my phone call on stream, and he twisted that as if I was just trying to say like, oh, I'm so, like I'm wrong for everything, and then like I'm sorry for everything. That phone call was 4 weeks after we had stopped talking, a week after the abortion. I was really grieving the abortion. I was grieving the relationship. I still like loved the guy, even though all of these incompatibilities were all these incompatibilities existed. And then it was just a very dark and complicated time. And the first phone call we had after that, he recorded that phone call, and he made it seem like I was just saying like, I'm sorry for everything, I'm crying, and like I'm manipulating him. But that was a very vulnerable phone call. And the people are going to go back to the phone call I recorded. I recorded that phone call because the first 10 minutes, I couldn't believe what he was saying to me about the pregnancy. He's talked to me like that before, but I'm like, this is about the pregnancy now. And then that's why I recorded it.
Who recorded the call first?
I recorded the call first. I recorded the call during the pregnancy and during the time we had broken up, because again, he was saying things like, I'll never look at the child in the face. I don't care if you live right next to me. I still won't meet the child. I'm going to tell the mother that I'm going to tell the child that you're a horrible mom. I promise you, you will he's like, I'll promise you, I will never look at the baby in the eye and know the child's name. And that's when I like was like, he was saying that, and then I kept on recording it.
Wait, you got a recording of him saying that?
That's what happened in the audio, yeah. But everyone's like saying I pushed him to that point. This was the reason why I decided to break up with him, was because of that behavior on the phone. It's because he would talk to me like that. He would talk to me like that. He would talk to me like the stuff I showed you up here. It was just like a lot of mocking, really ridiculing. There would be times when we would fight and I would be crying, and he would just like look at you, and then he'd just like, as if he had satisfaction of you crying. Like, he's like, yeah, you deserve to cry. It was really, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I experienced with him. And so his angle on his stream was the only thing he had is to make me look like a complete crazy person, but he had very little evidence of anything. And so that's what I'm telling you, like, that's what I'm like telling him, show the other evidence that I'm like a stalker, or like I've harassed your family. You lied about the reason why I commit suicide, or like, sorry, even take it there. You fluffed the phone call and made it seem like it was something else. You lied about the cheating. He literally lied the entire stream, except for
did he mention that he had him a little side piece popping off?
No, on that stream, he was like, she presents herself to be this Christian woman. Honestly, I'm not even like a hardcore Christian. I'm a Christian, but I'm not like dead set. But that's another thing he said that was pretty exaggerated. He was like, oh, like she pretends to be like this good Christian girl. And then he got mad at the Instagram that I made. So everything that he was saying was exaggerated, and it was fluffed. And he only showed like Abba's good at talking. So like everyone's going to believe him. But like, I have the proof. Yeah, but I have the proof here that he literally talks to me this way. I have the phone call, how he talks to me. I have the fact that I don't know what you think about like him, like leaving the entire fatherhood completely. I know there's mixed stuff on that, me going back and forth, and everything like, but I think ultimately him being like, I'll never look the baby in the face. I think you're disgusting, and you're you're going to be a horrible mother. You're going to be worse than the mother who abused you. And then like,
see that right there. Now there are a lot of things he said to you, I'd say to you. But there are a couple that are just so far that is like, you don't really say that to anyone, especially not a woman, because women have great memories for all forms of trauma. It's like every bad thing you say, they're gonna remember it and replay it. But someone's parents are not by choice. Your parents are a result of your circumstances. And if unfortunately you have a parent who is abusive, especially a mother, that's a very sensitive, unfortunate thing. And to make fun of someone as though you deserved it or you sought it out, when in actual fact you were merely a victim as a child of the one person that we always expect to love you. We expect maybe your dad might run off, but your mother to be there, the one, hurting you. That was really sad to hear that he said that. And I'm not saying that Abba's a piece of garbage because of that. I'm just saying, like, whatever, that's probably one of the things he should apologize to you for.
Yeah. He would say things like that to me all the time. Like if the example I'm giving you isn't as extreme, but like say I would be reading a book the day before, and then we kind of get like an argument the next day. He's like, oh yeah, so much for the book you're reading. You're probably not even learning anything. Like he would take things that you would share with him
God damn.
and confide in him with, and then he would use it every fight. And that's why he used the baby a lot. He would say things like, oh yeah, but you killed the baby, remember? He will take whatever hurts you or whatever he knows you're wounded by, and he would say those things. And again, that's another, I was dealing with this a lot of the relationship, and then he comes back around, and once again, what is he doing? He's doing the same thing. And I'm like, I can't like be okay with like walking away from this after, and he knows my mental state. So he'd tell me to go off myself sometimes, like when we fought.
And again, and if you actually did it, which is unlikely because women don't generally follow through on that, statistically speaking, but if you actually did it, it's like, damn, then what?
That's what I'm saying. And people can say I'm using it as attention. I know people are manipulative, but I was really, you go through your hormones crash after the abortion. And so he was saying that to me all the time when he knew I was like feeling a certain way about it, especially. And so I'm like, why would you use that when you know that I'm suffering from it, when you know that I'm feeling this way? But yeah, anything he knew that really wounded you, he would say. And if Abba has any proof of me saying anything remotely close to any of that, then provide it. But I never matched his energy at all. Yeah. Do you have any? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
Who are you dating now?
I'm not dating anybody.
Are you actually single, or you're like you have some interactions with guys?
I am 100% single. After I broke up with Abba mid-March, like our official, like we stopped talking. I did my best. I always do my best to like pay reverence to the relationship, and I just kind of just chill out. I'm not talking to anybody.
That's a good thing. So for you, say another guy is interested in you, it's another dude from Canada, likes to get milked, and he's interested in you. How will he have any confidence that you won't be screenshotting or recording the conversations and the interactions between you two?
That's a good question. I can't answer that other than I felt like this needed to, I felt like, so I can tell you like, hey, I believe I'm not going to do it. And I can tell you that, but there's no way in believing that. So if I just say like, I'm not going to do it, like I'm going to say like, I'm not going to do it, but there's no point because no one is really going to believe me. I felt like in this case, I was treated in a way that was so unfair up until the very last point that I went back and I was like, I decided to do what I did. And was it, again, my job to do it? Probably not. I'm here to just talk about my experience.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You had a phone call of her with Abba.
She recorded a phone call with Abba, and she called me and showed me, and then she is going to allow me to, share screen. This is like one example. Did I show this one already?
Let's see.
I'm laughing because
this guy. Yo. He's so Caucasian with his insults too. Shout out to my boy Abba. Is very Caucasian. Like I could imagine a white guy like, ha! I'm laughing because you're gonna be a horrible mother.
I see it. That's funny.
Ain't one nigga on the planet Earth in the history of niggas ever said that before. I'm laughing. You're gonna be a horrible mother. This guy. I'm sorry. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh
and okay. And then I guess I can show this one too. I know that the suicide, the mental health thing I know how that seems in my part. All I can say is like, it was real for me. So imagine that it was real for me. And he's saying these things to me. I'll show you. Imagine I am like actually feeling that way. Imagine if I was going to do it. But this is like another example. Do you see it? So
yeah, that's pretty vicious stuff right there.
Again, I know people are thinking like I'm using it to like for attention, but I was really in this state of mind, and he would just say stuff like that to me. Oh, do you want to see the stuff he said? Oh, can I please? Actually, we have to go over this, okay? Can I ask you what your opinion is on my new Instagram? I mean, is it like completely whorish and
Are you
slutty?
ready for that?
I mean, I think I'm ready for anything at this point.
I've already got you, even tuned you up. Okay, cool. Let's take a look. iPhone mirroring is locked.
Oh,
is that
that's
what you're trying to show me?
Oh, that's the wrong thing. Well, no. What was your opinion on the Instagram? I mean, I'm showing you what he was telling me afterwards on the new Instagram.
Somebody said they discovered yet another Instagram that you have. Let me see. Somebody said they discovered yet another one. So let's see. You have a third one.
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Oh, yeah. So
okay,
remember,
let's look at that one then, Shorty. Pull that one up. Get that third Instagram up.
I got you. Let me explain.
Hell nah. We don't hear a damn thing. We want to see it.
No, I'm gonna give it to you. It's actually not bad at all.
Right.
And you'll see how much I don't. Okay, the first Instagram, my family Instagram, which your people got a hold. Earlier, you were like, and you gotta be real about this one, okay? Because your people actually hit me up, and they're like, "Hey, you need to hit up you," and you were like, "She hit me up." And I think you should. I don't mean to call you out on your stream, but you
can absolutely call me out. What I said was true, and what you're saying is true. Two things can be true at the same time. So I said in this DM, you're saying that I hit you up, but clearly we can see in the DM that you messaged me first. So that's correct. But you're saying the reason you messaged me is because people on my team reached out to you, or fans reached out to you. Yeah.
Okay, we'll leave it there. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm cool with the truth. I mean, is that not the truth? Is putting them together? Is that not the truth now?
That can be the truth. Yeah, that's
okay.
I think that's fair. Let me log into this one. What even is it? I don't remember.
Don't play. Don't play games right now. While you're doing that,
you think I'm gonna run away now? Look at my what? Look at
no. I don't. I just like to talk crazy to you for fun.
Okay, so I can't show it because it's connected to the phone.
Fair enough.
If you saw the date, it was Thursday. I don't know if you saw the date, but that's what I was trying to point
Well,
out.
somebody named Ronnie writes, I respect the Filipinas' honesty. So, I'm not questioning. I think so far you've showed accurate evidence of things you've said. And unfortunately, this does not seem outside the character that you have depicted with your documentation so far. So I think it's wholly
It doesn't?
believable. I'm saying this
It
aligns with
doesn't?
the information it's not outside of the character that you've shown us about Abba. I'm saying it goes along with the other things he said and done.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he did call, yeah.
Now, so here's the thing. My sadness for women, either in your situation or with your mindset, is that you're going to end up with beta males and you're advertising for beta males. And the reason that I say that is with your Instagram, and I see a lot of beta males in the chat who are not following this ism, because it's one thing to shoot a young lady a compliment meaningfully, but I teach in the Master Communicator course, you communicate for a purpose. You don't always want to share what you're thinking, and when your Instagram goes up, guys are like, oh, she's thick, first off, I'm a wagonologist, I'll be the judge of that, and that's not the case. But you got a bunch of simps in the audience, she's this, she looks good, I'll do it, I'll hit, I'll smash. And these are all the guys who are less desirable, because real bosses, we don't need to be in the live chat talking about I'll do it. Nah, I'm gonna kick back. I'd rather you come to me. I'd rather you not know what I'm thinking. I'd rather be a mature man, not talking about what I want to do with my private parts in front of 2,000 strangers. Only beta males are in the live chat violating the ism, saying things like that. So it's only the weak males you're attracting with this kind of stuff. Because I'm gonna look at that one time and be like, oh yeah, shorty's a jump off. Yeah, slide her to the side ASAP. Like, I see the kind of attention you're seeking, and you'll get it, and it'll be the least desired males. It'll be the males who have very few options, and the reason they come at you, because they're like, oh, well, she's showing it. Maybe I could get a sample. Maybe I can get an easy W here. Can't hear you, by the way. If you're saying something, I have no idea.
Are you talking about the new Instagram?
I'm talking about all of them. I'm talking about all of them.
They're all the same. One?
Yeah, you want to pull it up?
Even with my family?
Go ahead, pull it up. Actually, don't pull it up. I remember it. If you look at the highlight, I think it's like the third highlight to the right, you're in a bikini. It's the highlight photo. We're done. And then also, if you click on the highlight and you go through, it shows you in a bikini. I can tell you're in a thong bikini. I was like, oh, we super done out here. Yeah, we done like a motherfucker out here. I damn near need you dressed up like you about to go scuba diving.
It doesn't matter if it's covered. I'm covered.
But you covered it with an image, but in real life you weren't covered, right? So if I was walking on that beach in real life, I would just see your behind out, right?
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? I'm living in reality out here.
I don't think it was a thong bikini. I don't use the thong bikinis.
Were them cheeks out? Were them cheeks out?
What are there bathing suits that are like? What if your butt is just a certain way and then it just like kind of like ends up, your bathing suit kind of ends up that way?
Girl, you ain't thick like that. Quit playing with me. Don't play with me. I don't play with me like that. You ain't thick like that. You talking like you got one of them African donks that's just like no matter what, it's just invading everyone. It's just like just butt everywhere. Like, nah, come on, shorty.
No, I don't. No. I've never said that. I'm just saying like with the bathing suit that I had. Okay, well, if that's, I'm not even gonna argue with you.
You can't fight it. Yeah, take that.
Okay.
But I could get you right though. If you ever wanted to really get under some real ism and get your life together, I'd be happy to get you right.
Thank you.
Yeah, take you a weekend off of work. We give you a full immersion training.
What's the training? Is it are you talking about like workouts, or like you're talking about
I don't work out with women. It doesn't even make sense. But what I'm talking about is, did you grow up with your father?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If your mother was violent to you at a level that was abusive, what was your father doing while that was occurring?
They were separated, but my father was still present.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So
So,
yeah.
so that being the case, and I think that this is very common, most girls have not grown up being able to observe how man and woman interact regularly, how they handle downtime, how they engage conflict. So they didn't get to observe their parents engaging it in a healthy way.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're an adult, the next best thing is to experience it. And so when you have a lack of experience dealing with masculine men and the way they engage, the way they lead, that's really what you need to be seeking. You've been engaging with Abba. Now, here's the funny thing. We can all agree I'm way meaner than Abba. There's no doubt about that. Like, I'm a mean person and I don't think violence is bad. I enjoy it. But despite that, I'm probably less likely to say the things that he said to you.
Exactly. Yeah. So I don't think you're meaner than Abba. I know what you're saying, like face front, like for sure. But this stuff is on a different level, I think. Like, people don't say stuff the way he does.
Word to Big Bird.
Okay, so this is what I woke up to when he found my Instagram 3 weeks later. And he's like, your new IG ended up on my For You page. To be honest, seeing it was pretty surprising. I understand why you hid it from me. I didn't hide it from him. You weren't honest about what it was, considering the comments you made about what I followed.
Wow.
I can't help but feel I was so stupid and played for a fool. I didn't lie about any of this. Again, when I tell you he exaggerates to like provoke you, this is what he's talking about. The double standards and your lies. I really believed you and went to bat for a fraud. The whole time you had your secret IG thirst trap and court attention from random dudes, and then you'd cry to me every day while you're doing that. I'm glad I was smart enough to stay away from you. My spirit told me you were off, and I'm at peace knowing why.
My spirit.
And he had a whole woman he was sleeping with while he was sending me this stuff. You never loved me. You lied the whole relationship, and you ruined the desire to ever have children. Well, I guess you can scroll. We can kind of scroll that. He's like, you were cheating and you wanted to fly up here and move with me your whole life. I didn't want to do that. Again, he's just pulling stuff out. There was one time during the breakup process where like you go through like a grieving bargaining stage. And I was like, maybe try this. And then obviously we're like, that's not reasonable at all. So that's what he's like talking about there. And oh yeah, enjoy your newfound attention. It suits vapid women like you. Okay, that's not important there. I'm going to highlight the bigger stuff. I was really stupid in investing in you. I gave you my everything, someone so useless and deceitful. You need prayer now more than ever because you truly did the devil's work. That's why you have anxiety, because because you aren't ready for your own wicked behavior. You were cheating and you wanted, I already read that part. And so he's just sending me pictures of the hearts that I was responding to. And then
seems kind of psychotic.
Can I show you some more? So this is the treatment that I get all the time. I feel.
Wait, real quick though. In these messages, I'm seeing a lot of black with no blue. Is this man just typing out these whole damn paragraphs with like no responses?
I'm just like, what the heck is your problem? Again, like, why are you doing this? You'll see what I finally respond here. And he's like, I feel bad. Feel free to resend me every penny I spent on your whoring self. There's another 10K. But we already know what kind of person you are. You won't. Which is funny because I did literally send him $2,000 3 weeks before this just to say thank you. You won't, but I'd feel less stupid if I hadn't spent money investing in everyone's girl. You know what? I won't do this. Sorry, I have to just scroll, I guess, instead of this thing. I was like, I'll send it back to you. Then you can get your call. I don't care if you work for it or if you have your new sugar daddies do it, then send it and send it. Just give me a call when you're done. Or when you I said, Abba, when I made the page, I was in the worst place. Check the dates on the first post. You had me blocked and I was alone responding to the comments. It's what Chat GPT told me for the algorithm, and I was like playing the game.
You let
And
ChatGPT ruin your relationship? You better quit playing out here.
for sure. Yeah, I was just trying to say that was the only reason why I'm commenting on all the comments. He's like, still lying, just send the money. You'll always have anxiety and panic attacks because you're lying to yourself at this point. But deep down,
Wait, he made it about money? He wanted his money back? They want a refund?
all I can say is, this is all I can say about how Abba responds. Yeah, I guess he wanted a refund. He's like, I don't like reading a million more lies from a cheating attention whore. I said, I love you.
Damn.
I love you till this day. I love you to this day. I think about you. One thing I realized, though, is that you always laugh and make me feel like I deserve this kind of pain. Many instances, I've just begged you. I look like a weak girl here, but that's how our dynamic was. It was just like I was always just taking this from him, and so I'm finally like kind of standing up for myself here. I begged you not to block me or believe me so many times. I look so pathetic. I love you and I always will. I have to believe now you just really enjoy seeing me like this. And then he's just like, okay, cheater, just send the money. I have respect for infidelity. You were DMing and replying to other men. I wasn't DMing anybody. And
that's crazy how this liberal dude is like acting like it's cheating for having an Instagram. Like that. What is he talking about?
That's what I'm saying. And that's why when this last interaction happened, I'm like, why am I going through this again? Like, you're honestly so mean. And he's just like, you belong in the streets. And then I send this picture to him. I send this screenshot to Abba showing that I was talking to my friend who likes this 49ers football player who actually DM'd me. I didn't respond to the football player. And then my friend, he's gay. He's like, get us out the hood. And then I say, no, I'm not interested. I'm not going to date for a while. And then the next screenshot says, I was like, I really loved Abba. I'm just going to pay reverence to that. Like, I'm not going to do anything. I think that's later on. But I was like, listen, I love you now, even as we're talking, but I'm not going to deal with this anymore right here. I was like, I have to have respect for myself. And he's just laughing. And he's sending me the same pictures. He's like, this is your idea of love, hearting these comments. He's like, I don't care.
Like,
just send me my
really
money.
hurt his feelings.
Yes, but he also acts like this all the time. This is all I dealt with. I was like, I begged you so many times just to like not treat me like this. And he's saying I archived posts, but I didn't archive. He asked me, this is important for the story. In his stream, he's saying I was archiving posts to hide it from him. I didn't archive any posts. I showed him the ones that he wanted in February, which is what he asked for. But on stream, he was like, oh, she was hiding stuff before sending it to me. I only sent him the ones from February, which is exactly what he asked for. If you keep going down, and I'm sending him screenshots just telling him, like, I'm not really into this content stuff. Like, I don't think I'm going to continue. The social media thing isn't for me. These are like personal conversations with my friends. And then I sent him another picture of another girl who started the same time. And her and I talk, and then we're just talking like, oh, do you respond to all your comments? And she's like, yeah, I do. And so I tried to like prove him that like, I'm not trying to like cheat on you. This is not cheating. I'm just having this Instagram. He's like, it's why your clothes were skin tight and your ass and tits were showing. Clown, conservative woman, just send me my money. I truly believe more that.
Why did he put LOL? I don't think he was laughing at all.
No, but he fights in a way that's like a little immature, which is like so opposite from like his demeanor. Well, I don't know how he seems to you guys, but I thought, he was mature outside. I don't know. I truly believe more than you. Okay, I guess that's it. Let me just skip to the important parts. I tried to forgive you. I tried to forgive how many times you've treated me so cruel. Had we been together, they would have told me to leave. Okay, cheater, play victim. Just send me my money. That's all I want at this point. I was fine losing money on a real relationship, but you're a weirdo trying to get these thirsty ass dudes to chase after you while you were hiding your IG.
Wait, but he was one of the thirsty dudes because he slid your DMs on IG. I'm just saying, for the record, He was one of them. Go
on my
ahead. Go
whole
ahead. Just go
We'll just
ahead.
yeah.
Just go ahead. Just go
And then he
ahead.
said, I'm it's funny because I guess we do like this chat. You always have an excuse for your behavior, super trash. I remember you got mad when I followed two women whose profile I never liked and commented on. I never told him to unfollow two women. I told him to unfollow one woman, one girl, and she was like this Asian girl that was like
Whoa.
it was this one girl that was like shaking her ass in all of her videos. I said, I don't care about the Dominican girl, but he ended up just unfollowing to appease me, I guess.
So he was trying to get his little slide on the low. Oh, and then you busted him.
Oh no, I think he just was following them for their content.
But
like they were
I guess, but they're big booty shaking content though, right?
He only followed two girls, and they were like one was like a dancing one. The other one that was twerking was a dancing one too. He likes and respects like the dance culture and stuff like that. So that's what that's what he is. That's what he follows.
Did he follow any male dancers or just the female dancers?
You gotta be nice about that.
No, I'm just trying to figure it out because I like dancing as well. You know, I might have put him on the salsa dancing. I used to live in Puerto Rico, in fact. So I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
Yeah. And then he's just like quoting me, Abba, I love you, I want you, baby, which I've never said after the breakup. I've never said that at all, actually. I would say I love you. I said, I won't allow myself to feel bad about this breakup anymore. I see now who you truly are. You just want to see me like in pain. He's like, no, I just want my money back. You're a lost cause and a pathological liar. I'll remember the great parts of you, but my heart will not allow me to feel bad or hurt or think ill of you. Sure, you cheated on me. Can't be great. I just can't be pathetic anymore. You were pathetic on IG. This is kind of irrelevant. Like he canceled flights in February. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to tell you what's really disturbing to me. It seems as though he's really trying to manipulate you. So either you're lying or he's trying to manipulate you something viciously. Abba keeps on repeating, you cheated on me. So you, Libby, cheated on Abba. He said that at least 20, 30 times. Did you cheat on him?
I have never cheated on him. If you see this here, the only reason why he's talking to me like this is because he found the Instagram. And I can show you why. I can prove that because
so I just want to make sure you're stating that he is claiming you having an Instagram account is cheating.
Me having an Instagram account and responding to all of the comments is cheating on him.
Wow.
Do you think that's cheating?
Manipulation. It's not what I think. I mean, it doesn't matter what we think. It just matters what the facts are. The facts are that no, that's not cheating, especially for a guy who claims to be liberal and also who's in the social media business. If you're engaging it as a business, yes, engaging your consumer or your fan is going to drive more, of the content being propagated. Now, would I date a woman who wants to be an influencer? Hell nah, I wouldn't do that. But if I do encounter a woman, I respect her based on how I found her. I'm not trying to change her into something she is not. If I found her and she wants to be an influencer or she's a gym girl and has gym content, I'm going to respect what it is. I'm not going to try to change you into Abba, Preach, and Libby.
Yeah. Hold on. Didn't she give him rules at not to be allowed to speak? No, that's another thing. Like Abba tried to paint me everything Abba said in that stream, he had no proof of. He's just good with his words. And so it made me look like I'm this crazy psycho girlfriend stalker who wanted to kill herself because he would break up with me. Everything he said in there, he only provided the small pieces of proof because that's all he had. I'm providing like all of this stuff because he actually did this stuff. I know there are things that you can't prove like through screenshots and stuff like that. But I was never a jealous girlfriend like that. That one girl I asked him to stop following is because like it was just like twerking, like, and it did make me
No,
feel
no, that was
away. Yeah.
crazy. So yeah, and that's why you need a simp because you're trying to run a man's program. Like that was madness. But I think that you guys are both kooky. You're kooky and ABBA are kooky. So low key, you guys are kind of a good match. Y'all are. It's an explosive match. You're a good little toxic match, you two.
Okay. I'll just take it. I
Yeah,
get.
you just gotta let it go sometimes.
Yeah. When I saw the dates and what you were doing, you aren't good. I was like, you can block me. That's why you have anxiety and panic attacks, which is not, that's like
Damn.
something, this is something he
Mental
pulls out
health,
with like
yeah.
my mental health. I'm freeing myself from how cruel you are to me. It's your soul and happy, either you or your behavior. Um, my anxiety and panic because I didn't want to leave you. So when I was feeling like that, it was like I didn't want to leave. This is what he's talking about here was what happened months and months before. And you will continue to suffer as long as you live these lies. And remind you, I don't know if I need to keep mentioning this. He had a full-on girl that he was sleeping with while he's getting mad at me for this Instagram.
Okay, let me acknowledge some of the folks and what they're saying real quick as you've presented a couple pieces, and we'll get back after it. First person writes, question, how many times have you used the strap on him? Okay, all right,
Never, there's no booty stuff.
Okay. Resident Cat writes, girl, WTF, this is a person with no name, no photo. We can almost never trust these folks. You're exposing yourself to these red pill grifters. I personally have always spoken against red pill. I think it's rubbish. Abba doesn't sell courses to hurt men, right? He just makes fun of people and gets paid to criticize all day. Sorry that you feel hurt by your breakup drama. I don't think this person feels sorry at all. This is one of those effeminate males who's speaking passive aggressive language. You did this to yourself. They don't believe you. Stop. Oh, I think there's plenty of people who believe you. In fact, I've seen a higher number of women on this stream than average. I think there's a good number of people who believe you, but half the time you don't need to be believed. You're showing the documentation. So what is there to doubt? John to Marcus, he writes, she had a Hinge account. It was verified on there.
I probably did have a Hinge account at some point. Yeah.
Was it at any point during the time of the first time you officially were in a relationship with Abba to the time you broke up?
No.
Okay.
No, but I
so
did
they're
have
just saying at
like,
some point you had one.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Paul writes,
Yeah.
Peace to the Saints, tuition. And I appreciate you being honest about that. And I also acknowledge Jethro writes, I'm going to be real. Filipinas like beta males. This is because their men are like that. I'm Filipino. In Filipino culture, they like docile men. I would go as far as, you know what, this is really true. I was dealing with a lovely Filipino woman and all of her friends kept giving her negative feedback. And I was like, it's so strange. So I agree with that. It's weird too, because like you have such a small woman, but she's trying to like control a whole man. Insanity. He writes, I would go as far as to say that Asian women in general, I've dated a couple. They don't like strong men. What culture of women like strong masculine men? Now, I wouldn't say that for Korean women. I had great experiences with Korean women seeking masculine men. I can't speak up on too many of the Asians. Very good. Carrying on, someone sent me said you got blocked in the YouTube chat. Okay, let me take a look at that. Okay, and also, an individual writes, what attracted you to Abba initially? I feel like we kind of hit that one already.
Earlier, yeah. You said that earlier.
So you'll have to rewind the stream. Marcus writes, why did you lie about having one? He's claiming that you lied about having a Hinge account.
No, when did I do that?
Okay, to the gentleman, her question is, when did she do that? Okay, very good. Carrying on, I'll go back to your document here.
Oh, yeah. He says, sure, keep posting on IG. I'll tell my homies you'll reply and heart everything so they can shoot their shot since you're for everybody. Conservative, my ass. And then it's just me being like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not going to be pathetic anymore. Most OnlyFans bait IG I've ever seen. Great dress. He's sending me the same pictures. I love you. I'll always love you. I can't even hate you. Because he always ends up being like full of hate, like every time like we leave. So that's why I said that. He's like, "Can I get a heart? Hate me, you cheated. That is hate enough. I quit my job at Kaiser. I deleted my IG. I did quit my job at Kaiser to do traveling healthcare. I'll delete my IG. I did talk to him before this chat when he first responded, and I was like apologizing, and I was like saying like, sorry if I felt like you lied, if you felt like I lied. But then I was like, no, like I'm not going to be treated like this over again. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that, but it's like, yeah, you ended the child.
You know what I figured out, and I talk about beta males a lot because I really despise them. But the beta male deal that they do with the females, and they make a lot of deals. It's like, it was basically a tit for tat, like he controls you on IG and you control him. And I think that he felt like you kind of broke the deal. So you were telling him, hey, you can't follow these big booty Latinas on IG. And so he stopped following the big booty Latinas. And then here you are replying to guys' comments, but you became a big booty Latina on your IG. It's like kind of full circle.
Do you think that me telling him like it's probably not a good look to, when we first started dating, I was like, who is this girl that you're following? Just the one girl. And it was like a lot of ass and ass shaking. And I said, like, maybe don't follow that one. And then I never said anything about the next girl. I think it was just that one. That doesn't change anything to you.
I mean, for a beta male, I think you could tell them whatever you want. I mean, you can tell a beta male whatever. I mean, why not? Tell them to give you $10,000, right? Like, who cares, right? Like, that's what they're there for. Beta males are there to be dominated by women and by more masculine men. So if you're asking me, how should you treat a beta male? I'm like, exploit them. But if you're asking me, would it make sense to engage a man that way? No, that would be ludicrous. Like, because then that would be you leading the man. You would hope that your man has enough morals to not be interested in that. Like, for example, on IG, I follow 0 people. It's mostly because I don't want to be distracted, but I also don't want my mind poisoned. I don't want my mind poisoned with content ideas that are not moving toward my goals. So when I'm on IG, I'm not there to consume. I'm there to engage in business and spread a philosophy. You don't need to guide a man because a real man is already guided. A beta male is going to accept whatever you give. But if you told me like, hey, you shouldn't do this or that on IG, I'd listen to you to see if it made sense. And if it was what you said, which didn't make any sense for a man, then I would have to tell you, like, if that crossed your mind, you done lost your mind.
Got it. Okay. Do you really feel like ABBA is beta? That's like something you keep saying. I just need to hear it.
I'd bet the life of all of my unborn children that he is a beta male. Like every single one of my unborn children, I would bet all their lives. Yeah.
I haven't watched your content much, but can you explain what a beta male is?
Sure. A beta male is a less desired male. And just to give you an example of, why is he a beta male? Maybe we all might have chicks fly in, maybe. But when you have a high number of women flying in, it's more than likely that your source of women is coming directly and largely exclusively from your fame and notoriety. That's why you're having to engage chicks who are so far away, which is going to inconvenience you, but it's your best shot. If you're a man who's actually appealing, you can just walk down the street and you're going to get inbound interest because you're a desirable male. That doesn't mean that you're a beta male because you're less desired. That's not what that means, but it's more than likely. It's one of the typical identifiers of a beta male. That's number one. He's not desired by women. When you're less desired by women, then you have to negotiate and compromise and often lie. For example, if he told you off rip, hey, I want 2 women, you'll be one of them, I'll marry both of you and honor you for a lifetime, what would you say to him?
I'd probably say I wouldn't prefer that.
Okay, so then you'd leave, right? It'd be over.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. That's why he lied to you, because he values you so much that he can't deal with you leaving because replacing you is difficult. Whereas if I dealt with you, I'd look you in your eye and say, hey, I just want to let you know I'm living like the pharaohs. I have superior DNA. and I will have a large family. So we will have to have women who are like you, great, honorable, honest women. We're going to live as heterosexual, happy, upright, moral people, but I will have 2 wives. Are you in or are you out? It matters not. If you say you're out, deuces, you'll literally never hear from me again, because replacing you is literally as easy as walking outside. Marquett, give me an example in case I think you're a liar. I walked outside a week ago. I got to the corner, a woman was like trying to get people to donate to some like kids thing. And I told her, no, thanks. And she says, well, where are you going? I said, I'm going to get a smoothie. She says, oh, will you get me one? I said, sure thing, come along. She canceled her work and just went to hang out. That's the difference. That's why I would never have to lie to you, because if you don't like the program, kick rocks. Somebody else will. And I estimate it'll take another 10 minutes to find them. I won't need to get on an app. I'll get it so convenient where I live so I don't have to fly you in and spend $10,000 on a woman that I might not end up with. Do you see the difference? This Baldwin spent $50,000 between you and the Swedish girl, and that's because you guys are his better options. And you guys came in on the strength of him being somebody. But if he just walked outside like I walked outside, a woman is not going to feel the star power. They look at the Instagram numbers, they look at the YouTube numbers, they're like, oh, Abba's a star. Somebody knows him. But he doesn't walk and you're like, oh, that guy's somebody. Who's he? He kind of has more of a homely feel. So that's what when I say beta male, there's no strength of presence. Like, for example, no one would ever look at me and think, I want to bully that guy. People will look at Abba be like, yeah, let's take his lunch money. There's just if you think Abba's masculine, that's when I start questioning the mental health, because I'm like, that don't make no damn sense. That's so not even sensible.
Yeah. I'm not going to say he is the most masculine man. The things that I liked about him, there are some masculine elements to him, but I understand what you're saying for sure. But thank you for explaining
forget
that.
me, I'm just some random YouTuber. The chat will tell you. I mean, if you read back through the chat, we could take a poll if you like. And I don't think that they have any particular issue with Abba. I would bet that most of them watch. What's that?
Sure, I'd like to see a poll of that. But what is the question?
Okay, yeah, sure. Is Abba a beta male?
Oh. That's only if you want to do it.
It's no problem. Go ahead. I'm listening to you. I yield the floor to you.
Oh, okay. All right. So, and then I show him this screenshot of the Chat GPT thing, and I was like, it says the first 0 to 30 minutes, just respond to the comments. And so that's what I was doing. I was just hearting the comments. And then he's like, I'm sure you'd suck dick if Chat GPT told you to.
Whoa.
Loser, grow the fuck up.
Whoa. He said that?
He's right here. It's right here.
Oh, man. Bro is hard on him.
I don't know why I said live with it, Abba. I don't know why I said that. I think I meant to say something else. I tried to advocate for who you are, but you are this. If chat told me to talk to girls to go viral, I wouldn't do it if I'm in a relationship. You're literally cheating on me during this time, I found out. You're mean and evil and cruel and vindictive, and you get satisfaction by punishing. All of a sudden, because you behave like a slut online, you're a joke. I will never be you, Abba. Post more thirst traps and talk about loving a man earnestly. You're worse because I never cheated. I never acted with women online and while involved with you, which I found out was a lie. I never hid it. Never cut you out of the parenthood and the relationship. I guess that's not important. It's just more back and forth. I guess that's kind of just going back and forth. What's the last thing he says? Yeah, it's just him saying I think that's it. Yeah, the rest is just him. Yeah, it was a long thread, and then I think that's it. Yeah, and then he's just sending me these thirst traps were pathetic. I'll always remember you as a cheater and a fraud, and every value you've claimed. Yeah, so that was like our last interaction, and then he left, like calling me a cheater, and yeah, I didn't feel like, I was just like over it. I was just like, I've accepted this behavior for so long from you, and I just like still try to advocate for who you are, um, and you just continue to treat me like this, and I don't feel like I really did much wrong. You just saw an Instagram that happened to be going well, and I think you were hurt by that. But like, this is not the way to approach this.
Man. Whoo-wee.
What do you think about that?
What do I think about what?
I guess the chat that I just showed you, this thread.
I think that any one of us could be susceptible to something like that. I think this tends to happen when we're younger, maybe 16 to 26. It would be more likely to see something like that. Age 36, it is a bit surprising. It's disappointing in general, but with regards to the brand that Abba presents, you know, he believes in the liberated female. It shows us that it's all a load of shit. It's like, bro, you don't really believe in that bull. You want to live like me, but you're not man enough to do it. And instead you're lying to the public, acting like it's okay for women to, you know, express themselves. All you were really trying to do, you were trying to make a career in social media. Am I wrong? Is that essentially what you're trying to do?
So I feel like if that's what you think, there's nothing I can say that would.
I'm saying that's what I assume. That's why you're on social media, like trying to get followers. It's like you're trying to make a career, right?
Oh, on the Instagram or here?
Yeah, on the Instagram. Yeah, on Instagram.
No,
because that's what we're
Instagram,
talking about. We're talking about how he reacted to your Instagram, right?
I didn't expect the Instagram to go that well. I was like building a following. I was trying to just make it.
Why were you trying to build a following?
It was not to. Well, hold on. Let me be honest with myself here. If I'm thinking, I
appreciate that.
Yeah. According to Abba, I guess I cheated on him.
Yeah, that was wild. And he means it too. He really meant it. Did you say in the text that you didn't cheat? Shout to the game supporting the work. We appreciate you. I don't know if I saw you on text say, I didn't cheat on you. You did.
Yeah, I just kept saying like, you know, that's not true. You know that I didn't cheat on you.
Okay, got you. Now, why do you think he kept saying that you cheated on him, even though that was in fact not the case? Like, what was his aim there?
Because that's what he does when he's upset. Like I said, there's another, I guess, since we're showing this, I'll show you this too. There's this, oh, wrong thing. There is, this is probably my, one of our last slides. Stop screen, share screen. So when Abba lashes out or when he gets upset, he, remember I said like he kind of exaggerates, kind of explodes, starts to say things over and over and over again. Here is another example, even if it's not true. So this is when he contacted me after the pregnancy, after the abortion, when he didn't talk to me for 4 weeks. He said, for me to plan things, I need clarity on a few things, whether you intend to continue the pregnancy and what level of involvement you foresee from me. I should be clear that I still have no plans to co-parent. I'm not messaging to discuss the relationship or to argue here, just the above. And then I don't respond. And he said, Preach just sent me this right now, the chat you sent to him after our last chat. So I reached out to Preach a month before. That's what he's talking about. I guess Abba just saw it right now. And then he tries to call me. I'm not responding. And like you saw in the previous, thread, if I don't respond, he'll just keep on exploding, right? And he'll say really mean things. Yeah. And everything he's saying here is a lie. I didn't do any of these things, but he's trying to provoke you. That's how he fights. So, okay. Yeah. So days after your behavior hasn't ceased, I didn't do anything. I haven't talked to him for 4 weeks. If he has proof of that, please show that. So what do you want? to do? What do you want from me? I have no idea how to put an end to this. I don't understand why you're going to such great lengths to undermine me and tell folks some bad things, and then you want to co-parent. So he's talking about the message I sent to Preach, which actually was not bad at all. And if he wants to show that, he can show that too. I wish I was capable of the same blackmail tactics, contacting your job, hitting up your people close to you, and other nonsense responses. He's reacting like this because I'm not responding. But since you're reading and unwilling to give me a simple answer, I'll assume this is a part of your ploy. Just know all of these mistakes, this makes me more certain why I'll never want to be involved with you or anything related to you. Hopefully not everything about you is a lie and you're human enough to end this nonsense. And so I end up coming out with all of this, but this was the type of behavior I was dealing with all the time. And I know how Abba is. I'm like, I'm not going to engage with this type of communication. And he's like, now he's going to threaten my job. If he has proof of any of me doing that stuff, like show it. But I never did that. If you want me to ruin your life contacting my people, which I never did other than preach, prepare the same thing. I kept records of your blackmail. The blackmail was reaching out to Myron. That's the only time I did that. But when he fights again,
that was kind of wild. Like, how did you currently now that you are in a state of calmness, what do you think about that action?
I think it was, so I talked to someone about it, and I think ultimately I see it from his side now, and I think it was wrong. When I did it, I had enough of Abba's treatment like this. And again, if you really want to know how he is, listen to that phone call. It's really bad. I was just like sick of it. I'm dealing with this for 4 months, and I'm always trying to be patient with you. I'm always like being super agreeable. And then he blocks me after the pregnancy. And I'm like, okay, not again. I need to play your game. So I was never going to send it. But to me, I'm like, I'm fighting back here and I'm trying to get his attention. And so I showed him the screenshot, and it was just like I was just fighting back a little bit. And again, that's just what I was thinking. But looking at it, people are saying like, do you know, like blackmail is just the threat, and that's what it is. It's not if you actually do it. I think that's what they were saying. Is that right? Like just saying you're going to do it is actual blackmail? Sorry, yeah.
The terms like blackmail come up, people are usually looking to relate that to legality. And we're not really concerned with legality, we're concerned with ethics. So I'm more interested in, is that something you would have ever done?
So someone asked me this also. If you say that you weren't going to blackmail him at the time, why am I showing all of this stuff now? So even if I tell you at the time I'm not going to do it, what I'm doing now discredits everything that I would say at the time. Me saying that I wasn't going to do the blackmail at the time. I'm speaking my truth here. At the time, I was so hurt and so like I was fucked up by the situation, and I wanted to blackmail him at that time so bad. Even after not talking to him for 4 weeks, I still didn't do it at that time. The mental space I was in, even after the abortion, I was like, I understand like his side, but I was still so angry at the whole thing. I think if I wanted to blackmail him and send it to Myron, I would have done that. What I'm doing right now is a buildup of everything, and me being like, okay, like I'm finally fed up with it. I endured a lot with you, and that's why I decided to like, share the story.
What do you think that Myron would have done if you would have sent over private communications with Abba?
At the time?
Yeah.
It would have totally messed. It would totally been bad. Abba would have totally. Myron would have totally, done his thing because they were like enemies. And the reason why I reached for that, or like I even threatened him with that, was because he was constantly doing that to me. So it was a reaction. It was a bad move. But if he's constantly weaponizing my vulnerabilities, if he's constantly blocking me, if I feel like I'm constantly trying to endure this and like figure this out, I have like this all this confusion about the pregnancy. I'm trying to do my best. Um, I felt like at that point, I'm like, I see, like, I know this person that I see online, and you blocking me. Sorry, I see this person online, and I'm portraying you a certain way, but as I'm getting to know you, you're the exact opposite. And now you decide to block me after the pregnancy, which I know was frustrating for him. This is the exact opposite of who you are. And I was like, why? In that moment, I was like, why can't you be held to the same standard? And so me choosing Myron was like, do you realize like you're not living what you preach? And like, how come you can't be held to the same standard here? Myron and or like the fresh and fit stuff, like um do, I guess I don't think they do stuff like this, but
Wait, wait. What
that's
do you, I don't know. Actually, Walter had an Asian girl who got pregnant, and then he tried to force her to terminate. So it's pretty much apples to apples in terms of the
Did he
phoniness.
force
And
her to
then
terminate? He forced her to
you
terminate.
you can go do your research on it.
Okay, I guess I can watch it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sure, yeah. Now I'm curious. Say you did do it. Now we know that you did not do it, but I just want to go through like what your guesses are. Say you did go to Myron and say, hey, Myron, or we should call him by his government name, Abhishek Fuddle. So you went to Mr. Fuddle and you said, hey, I have these personal communications with myself and Abba. And then he took it and then he tried to embarrass Abba in the public sphere, which I think he would have done, and he would have done it effectively. Then what do you think Abba's response would have been?
At the time.
Yeah, at that time. So say you go straight to Amru Fuddle, and then Mr. Fuddle puts all this information out. What would Abba's response have been to you?
I think
Actions or
Abba
response?
probably just not talking to me, probably just blocking
Okay,
me and like,
so worst case scenario, he would just block you.
oh, yeah.
Okay.
What else can you do? Would he probably like you're talking about like suing me or something like that?
I mean, he could do an infinite number of things, but it's not what could he do, it's what is he likely to do. So I was just curious as to, based on you knowing him, what you believe he is likely to do.
Um, well, I actually don't know how to answer that. Knowing him, I think he would have been like, "Fuck this person," and he probably would have said his last word to me, and then he probably would have just like stopped talking to me.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, maybe that, I don't know him. Obviously, you know him better than we do. You've had a relationship. You were pregnant with his child, so you certainly have a better sense of it. Okay, very good. Yeah, and again, back to the beta male thing. I'll look at the poll results again, but an alpha male doesn't have to be a mean character, but certainly the alpha male is dominant. And for me, I pride myself on being the most ruthless person possible. I pride myself on my ruthlessness. And I always want people to know that there's no limit I would go to. And I would hope that if someone were to consider doing something like you had considered, like I would hope that you would be scared to sustain that thought. And being that I'm a serious enough man, I would hope that you even thinking like, oh, I could tell Myron this or that about Marquett. I would hope that you thinking of that idea would scare you. And even if you said, oh, I'm not going to do it, I'm just going to tell him I did it. Like, I would hope that you would think like, even if I told him and he took that serious at any level, he would spaz so bad that it wouldn't be worth it. And you wouldn't be able to predict the actual level of my response. But what will be certain is my response would be disproportionate. Like I would kill an ant with a sledgehammer is what I would hope. And I would think that if you actually are a truly masculine dominant male, there's one of the major differences between male and females, we're a lot bigger and stronger. So if you're not willing to leverage that, one of your unique advantages as a man, then you are a beta male and you are essentially a female, because we can predict that you'll always behave in a controlled, hyper civilized, effeminate way that makes you ineffective.